Showtime in the stadium, lights so bright we can't sit still. Hot dogs and a cold chill, we go wild just for the thrill. Cheerleaders doing their dance, crowd in a football trance. Friends and beers in every hand, living life like we planned. Let's step and go, we won't slow down in this wild football show. Let's step and go, we'll make some noise in this big crowd we know.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? Welcome, welcome one and all to today's live stream. Shout out to you guys. We got a game today. We've got a good one today here as well. We've got the Houston Texans versus the Detroit Lions. Two teams that made it to the playoffs in the NFC last season. Well, AFC and NFC. AFC South for the Houston Texans, NFC North, two polar opposites. Both teams made it to the playoffs last year, so we've got a match between two contenders coming up today. Now, the Houston Texans, they're still trying to dwindle down their roster, as are the Detroit Lions. But the Detroit Lions, I feel like we've gotten more figured out for the Detroit Lions than we do for the Houston Texans. Before I get too far into the pregame, quick shout out to those of you who are in the chat. Shout out to Wesley. Shout out to Gray59, Mr. Matt Farms. I see you out there. We got CMC you later and Robert Samora in the house. What up, guys? Giovanni saying hello. Go Lions. We got Stormy Daniel Hush Money. What's up, Stormy Daniels Hush Money? Welcome back. And Living Like Larry saying, let's effing go. I love it, guys. We are live here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm actually scrambling, looking around for my tie clip. I can't find my tie clip, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, y'all. Did some reviewing, did some watching of some of the competition, was seeing some of the stuff that Chat Sports was doing, was seeing some of the stuff that Grassi's been doing. I still feel confident in the direction that we're heading in right now. So thank you guys for being here. Shout out to all of y'all who are channel members on this channel. That is hands down, second to none, the best way to support this channel is to become a monthly reoccurring member of this channel. I appreciate all of you guys. You know who you are. Shout out to Tina Jarvis, who's checking into the conversation right now as well. And for those of you guys who don't know, start off with a shout out. Shout out to all of you out here. Appreciate you guys. Hunter Allen, Michelle, Nina, Rayzilla, Send It, Shiva, and the Dusty Attic. Y'all are the folks that keep this channel alive. I appreciate y'all so very much, more than y'all know, every single day. I was actually just talking to Lucinda right now, sending messages back and forth through the email page. And if you're watching, Lucinda, I want to apologize to you directly. She sent me something back to my P.O. box a few months ago that was for Sammy, and it could have been something that she made by hand and took some time to make it. Unfortunately, I don't know if I got there in time. I still haven't picked up the item, but I just wanted to apologize to you in front of everyone, just so you know that I am sorry for not picking up that parcel that you sent me. I know I've said it before. I've said it multiple times before that I was going to go get it. But I owe you that at bare minimum, and as soon as I get it, even if it's too small for Sammy, we'll squeeze him in it and take that photo and make sure that you get it. Okay, guys, so big shout-out to all of our VIP and touchdown-level members on this channel. Also, a quick shout-out to all the first-down channel members here as well, all the way from 88 Riggy out to Sparky, Tony at the very end of the list right there. This is in alphabetical order, so if you are a first-down channel member and you have been a first-down channel member for at least 30 days here on Football Nation, at least 30 days, your name is on this list. Thank you guys for your continued support. And then one last quick shout out here. Big shout out to all of our channel's largest donors for the month of August. Peter Hahn up front right now. Joey Davis at number 2. Mr. Brady at number 3 with a good handful of donations yesterday. JP, Val, I see you out there. T. Fishes, Marcia Contreras, and Sean Collins. I appreciate you guys for all of your support. Thank y'all so very much. Okay, all of the pleasantries out of the way. And you guys are leaving? Okay, everybody say hi and bye to baby man. Hi, baby man. Bye, baby man. Mommy's going to go take him to go do some fun activities today. Okay. Love you too. Shout out to CM. See you later. Shout out to Robert Zamora. Shout out to all of y'all who are out here right now. Let's get into the actual game at hand today. We're going to start by taking a look at the away team, which today is going to be the Houston Texans. Now, Houston offensively, they're good, not great. CJ Stroud has shown flashes of greatness, but last year they struggled a little bit offensively for multiple reasons. One of them being the fact that CJ Stroud had an injured wide receiver core. So wide receivers for CJ Stroud would have been Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, and Nico Collins. Instead, it was basically just Nico Collins. We did not see anything outside of him right there. Dalton Schultz got a few targets, but that's about it for the Houston Texans offense. And Joe Mixon dealing with injury right now. He's likely not going to play the first couple of weeks of the season. We will probably see Nick Chubb in that spot. Let me pull up my Texans depth chart here so we can get some additional data for you guys while I break down these stats. Now, behind Nick Chubb, we're going to have Dameon Pierce, and we're going to have Dare Agumbawale. We'll see if Dare can actually make the roster right now. But Agumbawale is not bad. Dameon Pierce was drafted a few years ago, kind of an underperforming running back there, which is why the Houston Texans went out and got Joe Mixon in the first place. Nick Chubb joins the ranks right now, and Joe Mixon is scheduled to be the #1 back in this offense. CJ Stroud, though, a few changes here. Tank Dell probably going to miss the whole season this year as well. But luckily for Houston, they were able to at least pick up Christian Kirk. So the Houston Texans will have Christian Kirk this season. Yes, the ex-Jacksonville Jaguar out of there, Christian Kirk. And then, of course, Jaden Higgins, the rookie coming in as well, who could be opposite of Tank Dell. We'll probably see him there more frequently this season over Xavier Hutchinson or Justin Watson or Braxton Berrios or one of those other guys. Yeah, even Braxton Berrios has come over from Florida here to the Houston Texans. Okay, guys, let's take a look at the numbers here. Points per game offensively, this team ranked 18th in the NFL. 22 points per game. When it comes to yards per game, they ranked 19th in the NFL and 19th in yards per play as well. Not just yards per game, but yards per play. Third down efficiency creeping in towards that top half, but they slipped down to the bottom half, ranking 17th, and they were not very good inside the red zone offensively. Defensively, though, I will say this team was much better. We know DeMeco Ryans was a defensive player. He is a defensive coach, and that shows here. Defense looking very good for the Houston Texans this season and last season. Last year, they were a top 10 team when it came to to points per game allowed. They ranked 10th in points per game allowed, giving up just 21 points per game, and they were a top 5 team, guys, a top 5 team when it comes to yards per game, yards per play, and third down efficiency to opposing teams. Yards per game allowed, yards per play allowed, and third down efficiency, a top 5 team in all 3 of those categories. Well done for the Houston Texans. Now, if we look at the red zone efficiency here, slips down a little bit. They give up a success rate at 60% to opposing offenses when they are backed up inside their own 20. We'd like to see that improve here for the Houston Texans, get that more to a 50-50 shot. Offense here, real quick. We just talked about it briefly, but this will be the Texans' offense for the 2025 season. C.J. Stroud going to be the starting quarterback. Probably won't see him today. We'll probably see Davis Mills or this Slovis cat. But looks like this preseason, he did have 1 passing touchdown already, 44 yards. We'll see how C.J. Stroud, if he plays today. But C.J. Stroud going to be the starting quarterback for the season. Nick Chubb going to be the starting running back for the season here for the Houston Texans. And as I mentioned earlier, we will have Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, and Christian Kirk as your top pass catchers, with Dalton Schultz rounding out the pass catchers here as your tight end. Offensive line for this Houston Texans team will have Cam Robinson, Laken Tomlinson, Jake Andrews, Titus Howard at right guard, and Ariante Ursary Here we go. Ariante Ursary. I cannot speak today. Guys, last year, the #1 highest ranked player on this entire Houston Texans team was Laramie Tunsil, the left offensive tackle here for the Houston Texans. This year, he is no longer on the team. They have shipped out Laramie Tunsil out to Washington to go protect Jaden Daniels, and now we're going to be seeing Cam Robinson fill that spot. Can Cam do the job that he needs to do and protect C.J. Stroud this season? This offensive line, in my opinion, took a step back this year. I could be wrong, but let's ask you guys, who will win this game today? The final preseason game, guys. Will it be the Texans or will it be the Detroit Lions? Let's see what you guys think out there. Okay, so that's the Texans offense here. Let's take a look at this Texans defense. The Houston Texans defense is still pretty strong, guys. Will Anderson Jr., we know that he was a first-round pick. Will Anderson Jr. at the left defensive end. Mario Edwards going to be the left defensive tackle. Sheldon Rankins here at the right defensive tackle, and Danielle Hunter at right defensive end. A very, very strong front four. And then you add Henry To'oto'oto, Azeez Al-Shaair, and Christian Harris as your linebacker core. And this is a nasty team. But there have been some additional improvements here, one of them being the addition of this man, C.J. Gardner-Johnson from the Philadelphia Eagles to join the Houston Texans secondary at free safety. Kalen Bullock going to be your strong safety. Kamari Lassiter on one side, y'all, as your right cornerback, and Derek Stingley Jr. as your other cornerback. And I don't know if any of you guys know this or not, but even with Joe Mixon, even with all the names that I just said, the #1 highest ranked player in Madden 26 for this Houston Texans team is actually Derek Stingley Jr. with a ranking of, 96 or something like that, and 95. Pretty solid corner based off of the numbers there. All right, guys, so that is your offense. That is your defense. That is this unit for the Houston Texans. We know defensively they are stronger than they are offensively. Let's see if this offense can get it together in this game against the Detroit Lions, the final preseason game, and then we'll have a break for 10 days before the start of the football season, guys. Ricky, sports fans saying the Texans will be a better team this season. CJ will get better. I think, honestly, Ricky, I don't know that they got better, but I don't think they got worse. I think they're going to be exactly where they were last year. Unless C.J. Stroud does perform better, I don't think that the Houston Texans are going to be able to get to that big game, if you know what I'm saying. All right, guys, quick look here at the next 5 games for the Houston Texans. Not a crazy difficult schedule, but not the easiest schedule either. When you look at it, 3 out of their first 5 games are against playoff teams from last season. In Week 1, the Houston Texans will have to face the LA Rams at a 3:25 time slot. LA Rams made the postseason last year. LA Rams won a Super Bowl not too long ago. Week 2, the Houston Texans will head back home. There's going to be a lot of traveling here for this Texas team as well. Houston Texans going to host the Buccaneers. In Week 3, they've got the Jaguars. In Week 4, they've got the Titans. They'll be at home for that one. And then in Week 5, they will be at Baltimore. I can see this being, honestly, a 2-3 start right now for the Houston Texans. And I like the Houston Texans. What do you guys think? What will be the record for Houston after the first 5 games? What do you guys think? Quick question. Y'all let me know out there. What do you think the record will be for this Houston Texans team? Week 1, I can see the Rams getting the win right here. Week 2, I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, it's going to be a Monday night primetime game as well. So Monday night primetime at Houston, I think Baker Mayfield and Mika Egbuka, that whole company here with Bucky Irving and, of course, Mike Evans and the rest, Vita Vea, the squad, will show up and get that win in Houston. I think the Houston Texans should get easy wins over the Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans, but then you've got a matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. like I said, man, I can see this opening schedule, being 2-3. They will lose to the Rams and the Bucks and the Ravens, says Ricky Sports Fan. Kind of what I'm saying, 3-2, maybe 2-3, maybe 3-2, says Robert Zamora. 24/7, Arizona Skies, Redskins forever. What up, 24/7? Welcome, my friend. Fist bumps to you, bro. Shout out to everyone in this live stream right now. Don't know how many of you guys are watching, but again, that's not even the important stuff. Let's move on to the home team, guys. A lot of y'all are Lions fans, so let's take a look at the Detroit Lions. The best offense in the NFL under Ben Johnson last season, offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions in 2024. The new head coach of the Chicago Bears in 2025. They will no longer have Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson probably knows all the schemes that are going to be drawn up for the Detroit Lions in this 2025 season. So I wonder if the Lions are going to have a little regression from these numbers. We saw them. A lot of people said that that was the peak of the Detroit Lions. We will never see the Lions go any farther. I firmly believe that this Detroit Lions team right here, right now, is in a win now kind of situation. Another year goes by, another 2 years go by. Jared Goff is only getting older. Amon-Ra St. Brown, we're going to have to start talking about contracts with him. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be falling out of his rookie contract deal. We're going to see a ton of changes for this Detroit Lions team. And if the Detroit Lions don't make it to the big dance in 2025, it could be another 30 years before we see them get another opportunity like this. Mark McKay saying 37, Mario. 24 karat A, 24 karat magic. 37K, 37 karat magic in the house right now. We're trying to get to 38, my friend. Trying to get to 38, Mr. Mark McKay. Appreciate you checking in, though. Okay, positives, though. Let's keep it positive for the Detroit Lions. Positive notes for the Detroit Lions here. They were the #1 team in the NFL in 2024, 4 points per game offensively. The #2 team in the NFL when it came to yards per game and yards per play. A top 5 team in third down efficiency, converting third downs at almost a 50% success rate, and red zone efficiency. Man, if you got inside the red zone, if the Detroit Lions got inside the red zone, there is a very high chance that they were going to score a touchdown. Almost 68% success here inside the red zone for the Detroit Lions. Wade Tuckness saying, hey, enough with the getting older theme. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. We've seen some guys getting older. We've seen some guys get older and still not lose a single step. Derrick Henry being the prime example for that. Anyways, on Thanksgiving / my birthday, Martin leaves a chat right now. He's saying, on Thanksgiving / my birthday, will be a tough matchup between the Cheeseheads of Green Bay and the Detroit Lions on November 27th. That will be the second matchup. That one will be in Detroit because the opening game of the season for this Detroit Lions team is against Green Bay in Green Bay. So that should be an interesting one here. Okay, defensively, guys, it's a bit of a mixed bag. You've got literally every single color that I have on my board right here for this team. So 11th in points per game allowed, 26th in yards per game allowed, 29th in yards per play allowed, first in the NFL defensively on third down efficiency. That means when teams went against the Detroit Lions and they were faced with a third down situation, they only converted third downs into first downs 32% of the time. That is less than a third of the time when this team was faced against another team and they were backed up defensively on third down. They were able to get off the field 66% of the time, 67 and some change, honestly speaking there. Now, red zone efficiency just drops right here to 12th. And honestly, this should be that color. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this actually shouldn't be yellow. It should be this lighter green. But it is what it is. So the Detroit Lions, for their starters speaking, the starters should be the better unit here. This is the starting team for the Detroit Lions. Starting team here for the Detroit Lions as pulled up by ESPN, guys. Your starting quarterback is Jared Goff, and next to him, you've got Jahmyr Gibbs. But but we will see a running back by committee this year. I think that David Montgomery being healthy is going to hurt some fantasy managers. Yes, Jahmyr Gibbs is arguably the most upside of a running back in the NFL right now for fantasy football purposes. But, you know, with David Montgomery healthy, I do see a lot of that goal line work inside the 10, inside the 5-yard line, going to David Montgomery unless they're looking to pass out of the backfield. Jared Goff connecting here with Jahmyr Gibbs. We saw a lot of that last season. Wonder how much of that we'll see here in 2025. Pass catchers for this unit, guys. Number 1, Amon-Ra St. Brown, the sun god, going to be your number 1 wide receiver, one of the top wide receivers of the 2024 NFL season, guys. For those of y'all who don't know about ASB's productivity, he ranked 2nd in the NFL in receptions with 115 catches. He ranked 5th in the NFL with 1,263 receiving yards, and he had 12 receiving touchdowns, which was 3rd in the NFL. ASB was an absolute machine. 115 receptions in full-point PPR formats. That is the recipe for success. 115 receptions, bro. That's a lot. On the other side, you got Jamison Williams, and then Tim Patrick as your wide receiver 3. Sam Laporta going to be your starting tight end for this unit. And, of course, your offensive line, one of the best players on this offensive line. We'll start from the right side. Why not? Penny Sewell going to be out here at right tackle. Right guard going to be Tate Ratledge. At center, Graham Glasgow. We're going to have Christian Mahogany here at your guard for your left guard, and Taylor Decker at left tackle for this Lions offense. Ricky, bro, it matters to me because when the regular season gets here, there's no excuses for the Lions to win a Super Bowl for real. Ooh, John Jackson. What's up, John Jackson? I like John Jackson over Jack Johnson. What up, John Jackson? Cheers to you, homie. We got Gary Streen in the house saying hello. What up, Gary? What up to Ricky? Sports fan saying Larry. Pretty much well said. Larry, preseason does matter when you're trying to make the roster. Honestly, that's the biggest thing right here. And we're talking right now, I'm just getting used to calling out these names because these are the names that I'm going to be calling out during the regular season. Aiden Hutchinson is back. Aleem McNeil should be listed here as left defensive tackle. Instead, it's actually going to be Tyleik Williams because Aleem McNeil right now is ruled as out. DJ Reader going to be your right defensive tackle, right defensive end, Marcus Davenport. Alex Anzalone, your weak side linebacker. Jack Campbell going to be your middle linebacker, and Derek Barnes going to be the strong side linebacker. Your 2 corners for this team, right cornerback DJ Reed. You're going to have Terrion Arnold at left cornerback, Kirby Joseph at free safety, and Brian Branch at your strong safety. This will be the Lions squad, guys. This will be the Lions squad. Germ saying, have a good day, guys. I have work in a half an hour. Well, cheers to you. Happy Saturday to you, sir. I hope that your day is full of success, and I hope you make $1 million today, Germ. Go get it, brother. Go make that paper, bro. Go make that paper, bro. Okay, so the Lions defense, a solid defense here, not the greatest defense in the NFL, but we did see some injuries, of course, with Aiden Hutchinson going down last year, one of the best defensive ends in all of football. This year he's back. This year he's healthy. Let's see if he can stay healthy. But already, guys, the season hasn't even started. We do have Terrion Arnold already questionable. Aleem McNeil seems to be hurt right now. I'm looking at this depth chart. I'm looking for my boy Miles. I'm looking for this depth chart. They just signed him, and I don't see him on here. Uh-oh. No way. Yeah, he's listed as 4th. So Miles Adams right now fighting for a roster spot, listed at 4th on the list for the left defensive tackle side. Tyleik Williams and Mekhi Wingo ahead of him. Interesting. Branch and Campbell will shine today, says Mark McKay. Dusty Attic, upstate South Carolina, saying hello, Football Nation. Let's go Lions. Appreciate you, Dusty Attic. What's up, homie? How you doing? Welcome, Dusty. All right, guys, let's talk about the next 5 games here. We've got 3 minutes left until kickoff, according to the time slot. Week 1, as I mentioned, guys, the Detroit Lions will actually be playing against the Green Bay Packers. So I left it like this because Santino made this one for week 1. I didn't realize that I would be covering all these preseason games. I did not want to go back and make any adjustments. Just know that week 1 will be against Green Bay. Then we've got the next 5 weeks after that. We've got the Bears, the Ravens, the Browns, the Bengals, and the Chiefs. I see the Detroit Lions opening up the season. First of all, this schedule is a lot tougher than it seems because right out the gate, they've got 2 divisional games. They've got the Green Bay Packers up first, right? You got Lions at Green Bay, a divisional game which could honestly be a coin toss right there. You've got Bears at Lions, which with Ben Johnson as the new offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears, 2 difficult games for the Detroit Lions right out the gate. Let's see if the Lions can get it going. Then you've got a real game, a real solid matchup against the Baltimore Ravens in week 3. That will be a Monday night showdown on the 22nd right here. Monday Night Football, Lions and Ravens. You bet your bottom dollar I will be covering that game. What up, Rayzilla? I see you out there in the chat area, bro. Cheers to you, man. Thanks for checking in. We've got week 4, Browns at Lions. That should be a win for Detroit. I'm not worried about that one. We've also got a Sunday matchup here for the Bengals and the Lions, and if the Bengals are as they are advertised right now, the Bengals should be a very tough team in 2025. I think offensively, this one has shootout written all over it. This game right here, week 5, it's going to be a shootout for sure. And then, of course, I expect the same situation in week 6. Jared Goff is going to have his hands full trying to keep up with some of these offenses. I think that the Detroit Lions could be looking at a 3-3 record going into week 6, week 7. That's going to be 2-3 start with these right here. Don't forget, we've also got Green Bay Packers, one of them that's not listed here. So week 1 will actually be Green Bay. We started at week 2 down to 6. Hopefully there's not too much confusion with that. I want the Lions to win today and beat the Cheeseheads so Bears can beat both of them, says Mark McKay. Duh, Bears. Chicago Bears out there. Guys, the NFC North. The NFC North is looking dangerous, man. NFC North is looking dangerous. Rayzilla is saying that the Lions got this today. The Lions got this today. Guys, if you look at the starting heads up right now. Passing yards, Jared Goff almost 1,000 more passing yards than C.J. Stroud. We look at the total touchdowns. Huge advantage here for Jared Goff, 37 total touchdowns. C.J. Stroud just a mere 20. Interceptions are the same. Completion percentage advantage here for Jared Goff. We look at the number of sacks taken. C.J. Stroud, even with Laramie Tunsil last year as their left tackle, still got bagged 52 times. This year, without that left tackle, that number could go up. I'm worried. I'm genuinely worried about C.J. Stroud. I'm genuinely worried that he is going to struggle to stay in the pocket, have a clean pocket, and perform well this season. He's got options. We know Nico Collins is a great wide receiver, but I probably should have taken Amon-Ra St. Brown over Nico Collins in the fantasy draft. That's just my personal hindsight being 50-50. And, of course, passer rating advantage Jared Goff. Jared Goff, the better of the 2 quarterbacks on paper last season. That was just last season. Defensive comparison, advantage Houston Texans. Houston Texans giving up just 307 yards per game. That ranked top 2 in the NFL. And the Detroit Lions giving up 350 yards per game. That is not great numbers there in yards allowed. We look at rushing yards allowed. Now, a lot of teams were not running the football against the Detroit Lions. That's because a lot of teams were playing from behind. A lot of teams playing from behind, so a lot of teams were airing out the football, and the Detroit Lions, their secondary had their hands full trying to stop all of these flying footballs. Because of that, the result of it is 31st in the NFL in passing yards allowed per game, but the Houston Texans played a very balanced game defensively. Top 10 in rushing yards allowed per game, top 6 in passing yards allowed per game, and they're a top 5 team both in turnovers forced and sacks produced compared to the Detroit Lions on the other side. You guys can see these stats defensively. There's no doubt about it. Advantage, Houston Texans. When we look at the running back comparison, now, the Detroit Lions did it by committee. Last year, it was the Joe Mixon show. This year, we will see Houston Texans by committee. We will probably see some Nick Chubb. We will probably see some Dameon Pierce. Joe Mixon injured right now, so for sure, Nick Chubb is going to be the starting running back for this unit in 2025. If we look at the rushing statistics, though, man, it does not get much better than the Detroit Lions unless you're the Philadelphia Eagles or unless you are the Baltimore Ravens. But third in the NFL in rushing yards per game, fourth in the NFL when it comes to rushing attempts per game, yards per rushing attempt, 4.8. That was top 5 in the league. Rushing touchdowns per game, 1.8, almost 2 rushing touchdowns per game. That was top 3 in the league. And when it comes to rushing yards percentage, I mean, it's pretty close when we look at it, both at about 35 and some change. But the Detroit Lions have a better run game overall. And, of course, when you've got a great passing game, it opens things underneath for your run there, too. Finally, guys, the wide receiver comparison. We know that this Detroit Lions offense was fantastic, and as I mentioned, Amon-Ra St. Brown with the third most receptions in the NFL last year, with tons of touchdowns, double-digit touchdowns last season, and he wasn't the only one catching passes. This Detroit Lions team ranked second in air yards per game, receiving yards per game. Top team with 266 receiving yards per game. We look at receptions per game, 23.6. That's top 5. Average yards per reception, 6th in the NFL in receiving touchdowns per game, 2.5 receiving touchdowns per game. Meanwhile, the Houston Texans have their fair share of struggles. Houston Texans, 20th in receiving yards per game. They struggled because of the loss of key players. Tank Dell being out, and of course, Stephon Diggs last year being out. Houston had some seriously high hopes. I expected Houston to continue improving. Instead, Houston made it to the playoffs, didn't do so hot. It just happens, man. It's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Shout out to Father Time. Good morning to you, my friend. Appreciate y'all. Mark McKay saying football. He's ready for it. I'm ready for it too, guys. I am ready for it too. Okay, the score right now, waiting for the opening kickoff here. Waiting for the opening kickoff. We will see what happens. Let me go ahead and grab something. I'll be right back. Hang tight, guys. Just feels weird without the tie clip. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Fellas, what's cracking, my guys? Appreciate y'all. It's not the fourth quarter. Let's reset this. It'll be first quarter, 1st and 10. We'll have some action here momentarily. Make sure everything is nice and set up. Joey Davis saying, let's effing go. You already know. I got 2 games today. Oh, I probably should have adjusted this. Let's make a quick change here so that this isn't all funky looking. Let's do away team. That's fine. Away team logo. We'll shrink this down. Put you in your window. Doing everything in real time here. Home team Detroit Lions. Let's shrink you down just a hair. Put you in your window. Home team neon. Let's shrink that down to be the right size. We'll leave that there. Let's grab the away team neon and move this down just a little bit as well. That's fine. Nothing too crazy. Nothing to it but to do it. Nothing to it but to do it. What up, Country Kiss is saying, I think I got to go with the Lions for this game. Take a look at it, guys. This is the preseason breakdown so far. This preseason, guys, we've seen Slovis pass 27 times for 122 yards. We've seen Davis Mills pass for 111. We've seen C.J. Stroud pass for 44. And we've even seen Mertz get in on the action there. Mertz no longer listed as a quarterback here for the Houston Texans. Instead, he still is number 4 right now. But Davis Mills, Kendon Slovis, and Graham Mertz going to be the 3 quarterbacks that we'll likely see. When we scroll down just a little bit, we can see who the best rushers are this season, this preseason. And if we scroll down even further, we'll see the top wide receivers for this postseason. And the wide receivers for this postseason, I mean, they're there, right? Tesla, going to be out there today. Shout out to John Jackson. Thanks for checking in, John. Thanks for checking in, country. I see you out there. What's up, country? Rock and roll to country kisses. Yes, country, except when playing the Bears. Duh, Bears. Christina, my wife, would say still suck because she's a Packers fan. And Packers and Bears don't get along all too well. Ladies and gentlemen, this game is about to kick off. A little late for kickoff, as per usual, courtesy of the NFL. They say, hey, we're going to start this thing at 12. Psych, we're going to start at 12:10. We're going to start at 12:10. What is up, G? Great day for football. Let's make some money, says B. Corf. B. Corf, talk to me. Tell me what your bets are. The Detroit Lions will get possession to start this game. Guys, we've got kickoff lined up here. Houston Texans wearing white jerseys. Detroit Lions wearing blue. We are in Detroit at Ford Field. Welcome to this live stream. Here we go. Can't wait for Dak Prescott return Thursday, says Jacob B. Jacob B, I see you out there, bro. Okay, kickoff apparently presented by Tick Pick. Don't send a Tick Pick. Here's the opening kickoff, guys, and it will be returned. The 10, the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, and down at the 45. That was a big return right there to open up this game. And we start with a 1st and 10 out to the 45-yard line. Detroit Lions in pretty good field position to get this opened up. 2 games today, Country Kisses. Fake Zone checks in saying, let's go Detroit. Let's go Detroit. Let's go Lions. I'm excited for this game, guys, regardless of what happens here. So let's scroll this down. Let's refresh this page. Let's refresh this page and make sure that everything is nice and tight. Giggity. 1st and 10 coming up from the 45-yard line. Detroit Lions with the football, a single back formation. We've got a man under center here. I'm still pulling up some of my additional graphics. Here's the snap and a handoff, and this handoff will go backwards. Looks like Craig Reynolds gets the carry. He picks up no yards on 1st and 10. This brings up a 2nd down and 10. Football stays at the 45-yard line. If anything, he could have even lost a yard right there. So Craig Reynolds gets the first carry of the day. Craig Reynolds gets the first carry of the day for the Detroit Lions. All the way from Glasgow, Scotland, says Fake Zone. Appreciate you. Thanks, man. All the way from Scotland. Here we go, shotgun formation, waiting for the snap. There it is, a handoff to Craig Reynolds again. Reynolds will fight for 2 yards on 2nd down and 10. He picks up those 2. This brings up a 3rd down and 8. 3rd down. 3rd down right now, and if I had to guess, that looks like starting quarterback right here is Kyle Allen. Let me just double check here. Let me just double check my quarterback situation. Guys stepping out to the side. No, it looks like we've got Hooker. We've got Hendon Hooker in the shotgun. Am I tripping? Is that Allen? I think that's Allen. So here's the snap. It is Allen. Allen drops back. Allen in trouble. He spins. He will be dropped here by the defense of the Houston Texans. So a 3rd down and 8 results in a bag, a loss of about 6 yards. This will bring up a 4th down and 14 down at the Detroit Lions 41-yard line. And that is what you want to see defensively for this Houston Texans team. So Houston gonna bag Allen on this one. Kyle Allen gets dropped. So far this preseason, guys, Kyle Allen does have 335 yards and 4 passing touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. He hasn't had a bad preseason, but he hasn't had a great one. Here is the punt unit out there for the Detroit Lions to send this back to Houston. 4th down and 15 here for Detroit. Here's the snap. The kick is a boomer. This one goes back inside the 10. It takes a bounce. Will the Lions get the stop here? And I think they do. I don't know. This might be a touchback. I think they're going to say it's a touchback here. We'll see. We will see where it's recovered. It's going down to the 1-yard line, and it was on the 1. It looks like they touched it in the end zone. It was recovered on the end zone line. Because someone's foot was on the end zone line, that'll make it a touchback. And so it looks like the Houston Texans will get the football here at the 20-yard line. Pretty boilerplate there, not too confusing. Shout out to the chat. Austin saying hello. Robert. Mark McKay saying blew it. But Corf saying W channel as always. Rock and roll beat Corf. We got Robert Zamora saying glad to have you back traveling at Rayzilla. Good to have you here, Rayzilla, for sure, bro. Doubleheader. I love it. I miss everyone. I've been traveling to Pennsylvania. So you've been away. Well, rock and roll, man. I hope everything's good in Pennsylvania and PA. Here's the snap, guys. The opening handoff will be a gain of about 3 yards. Dameon Pierce on 1st and 10 here for the Houston Texans. We'll pick up about 3 yards. This will bring up a 2nd down and 7. So a 2nd down and 7 coming up right now after Dameon Pierce gets a few yards on the pickup. Scroll up just a hair. You guys can see all the data over here on the right-hand side as that continues. Is this the last week of preseason games? Yes, Austin. Today is the last day of preseason games, which is why I'm doing 2. 2nd down and 7. We won't have football again until September 4th. I'll wind up in a throw. A big 1st down made out to the 40, the 45-yard line, and a big pickup here. That is a huge pickup from Xavier Hutchinson. That's good for a 1st down. A wind up, a pitch, and a catch. Mertz was there, the quarterback in on that play. Mertz connects with Hutchinson for 24 yards, the opening pass for Mertz. And it's good. It's a good one. Here we go. 1st and 10 coming up now for this team. 1st and 10 coming up. Houston Texans with the football. We're at the 46-yard line. 46-yard line, Mertz in an offset I formation with the clock ticking. Calls an audible right now. They're showing a 5-man. They're showing a blitz right now on the Lions side. They're expecting the handoff to the running back. Dameon Pierce takes that one straight up the middle. Dameon Pierce will pick up about 3 yards on that play. That brings up a 2nd down and 7. Looks like he's down at about midfield, maybe the 49, so this could be a 2nd down and 8. The clock is hot. I'm going to let that continue to keep ticking here. Shout out to Steve saying same old Lions. I know, Steve, a little bit like that. You're a traveling physician's assistant. Okay, Rayzilla, rock and roll. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. This time it's going to be a gain of 2 yards right here from the 49 to the 49. So we just crossed midfield, and we are now in Lions territory. Houston Texans with the football. Nobody has yet to score. Rayzilla, I'm just now understanding what Rayzilla, that PA, means. Rayzilla, that physician's assistant. You just blew my mind, Rayzilla. Just right now, I cannot believe. Country Kisses saying September 4th seems so far away. It's 10 whole days. Is it 10 days? I think it's 11 days from now. That is pretty far, isn't it? Here we go, guys. 3rd down and 6. Out of the shotgun, Mertz takes the snap. He will step up through the pocket. He will scramble for 6 and then some. Gives himself up inside the 40-yard line. Good for a 1st down. Using his legs, he picks it up. 1st down, Houston Texans. The Houston Texans pick up a 1st down right there. He had a great read. Good run on the drag route to get that middle linebacker to follow. That opened up that center area. Great play calling there from D'Amico Ryans and company. Great job by the Houston Texans to pick up that 1st down. It brings up a 1st and 10 for Houston. Houston now at the 40-yard line. Call it the 39. 1st and 10. Here's the snap inside Lions territory. A handoff to Dameon Pierce. A spin move here. He picks up about 3 yards. This brings up a 2nd down and 7. So this time not as great. But what's up here for the Beers? Here for the Beers. Cheers to you. Tough job, Ray. We have one in the family, says Father Time. Jeff Metterling checks into the conversation saying hello, boys and girls in this chat room. What up, Jeff? What up, Jeff? How you doing? Okay, here we go. 2nd down and 7, 36-yard line. Houston Texans with the football. Waiting for the snap is Mertz. He takes it, and he will hand this off to Dameon Pierce again, who does a great job at staying on schedule here. It was a 2nd down and 7. This will be a pickup of 6 yards here. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 1 down to the Detroit Lions 30-yard line. Drive chart down below has the position of the football, where they are on the field, working their way towards the end zone, working their way towards that area. Duh, Bears, says Mark McKay. Here we go, 3rd down and 1 from the 30. Line to gain is the 29. Mertz takes the snap. Another handoff. Dameon Pierce fighting for that extra 1 yard. Let's see where they mark the football here. This could bring up a 4th down if they call it no gain. I think they will call it no gain, and a 4th down coming up for the Houston Texans. Go for it or nah. Go for it or nah. I'm actually going to start making some graphics for some of these things. Okay, go for it or not. I think they're going to go for it here. We got a 4th down and 1 from the 30-yard line. It's preseason football. 4 handoffs right here to Dameon Pierce. He does pick up the 1st down, but there is a flag on the play, so hold the phone. Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 4th down, repeat 4th down. It makes it a 4th down and 6, though. So it will be a false start against the Houston Texans. It is what it is. So the Houston Texans charged for a false start. Let's go ahead and turn off the flag. It makes it a 4th down and 6. I think it's time for Ka'imi Fairbairn to come out here and kick this one. So we're going to get a field goal here. This time it looks like it's going to be a 53-yarder. And this kick is up, and this kick is beautiful. Straight down the gut right here for the Houston Texans. And the Houston Texans will knock down the 53-yard field goal. Houston Texans get 3 points on the board, guys. They are the first to draw blood right now. Let's turn to the chat area and see what's going on with you guys. Another intimate live stream. That's okay, guys. We're good with it because it's preseason. We knew this was going to happen. Detroit Lions scheduled to get the football back now. After this one, let's reset this, reset that, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, and read some comments for you guys. We got John Jackson checking into the conversation saying, Country, the preseason, it matters to me because that's my favorite team ever, says John Jackson. Mark McKay got the hands up in the air. Jim F. the Calcified Kid. What's up, FJM? What up, Jim? We got watching the Washington Foreskins. Gross. Gross. Shout out to y'all in the chat area, those of y'all who are leaving your comments right now and keeping the chat flowing, guys. Keeping the chat flowing. So let's start a quick Q&A. Best sports movie of all time. What is the best sports movie of all time, guys? What would you think is the best sports movie of all time? Is it Remember the Titans? Is it, I don't know, Happy Gilmore 2? Orale Mario, says Sparky. What's up, Sparky? What's going on, Sparky? How you doing? What is the greatest sports movie of all time? Is it Moneyball? Is it Rookie of the Year? Is it The Sandlot? What? Do you like Angels in the Outfield, maybe? I don't know. Air Bud? Do you like Air Bud? Gosh, what a terrible. We just rewatched that. Escape to Victory. Country says The Sandlot. Field of Dreams says Here for the Beers. Gimme or Gimme. Raging Bull says Eye to Eye. Goon was good. Remember the Titans, the Mighty Ducks. Quack, quack, quack. Cowboys, I live in North Virginia. What's up, Jim? Appreciate that. You realize you could watch any game you look at on the NFL channel? Yes. Space Jam, nice name drop there. I like it. Miracle, hands down, best of all time. Miracle in the outfield, right? Space Jam, I love it up there. The Air Up. Is that the one with Ben Affleck? Air, right? Is that the one that I'm thinking of? Okay, guys. Here we go. Detroit Lions with the football. Here is the kickoff to Detroit. Detroit will bring this out from the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20, 25, 30, out to about the 33. With 7:08 left to go, we will have a 1st and 10 from the 33. Hold the phone. There's a flag on the play. Let's find out what this flag is. Looks like it's going to be a holding call, but let's see who this one is on. I see the official. I see our white hat doing this. During the return, holding, receiving team, 10-yard penalty. So instead of the 33, this should put them out to the – well, they're putting them way back. Looks like they marked them down at the 15. How? It was only supposed to be a 10-yard. He brought it out to the 32 if it's a 10-yard penalty. Oh, from the spot of the foul, I suppose. Okay. All right. Well, that's fair. 1st and 10 coming up. We're at the 15-yard line right here. 1st and 10 for the Detroit Lions. Lions with the football. Here's the opening snap, and Craig Reynolds will get the carry. Reynolds will pick up a yard. This brings up a 2nd down and 9. Turn off the flag. 2nd down and 9 coming up. The clock is ticking. The clock is hot, and we're now inside of 7 minutes, 6:55 and some change-ish left to go. We'll keep it there. Goon, says JJ Sword. Adrian saying the program. Anything with Charlie Brown and Lucy playing football, says Helen D. What up, Helen? Here we go, guys. 2nd down and 9, this time from the 16-yard line after the 1-yard pickup. A little play action. He faked out the cameraman. The wind-up in the pitch to Reynolds. Reynolds will pick up about 10 yards, maybe 11 on that play. Call it a gain of 12, and Kyle Allen connects right there. This will bring up a 1st down here. 1st down, Detroit Lions. Football now to the Detroit 28-yard line. Football now to the Detroit 28-yard line. Here we go. It's subjective, says Eye to Eye. It sure is. Oh, the 8 up there with Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon. Footloose. Footloose. Kick off your Sunday shoes. Looking to the left. Throwing to the left. Catch is made there by Kennedy on 1st and 10. It'll be a gain of about 5 yards. Call it 2nd down and 5 coming up after Kennedy makes the grab on that left-hand side. So Kennedy looking for his name on this list. He's fighting for a roster spot, listed as 3rd. Tom Kennedy, the 3rd wide receiver behind St. Brown, Khalif Raymond. We've got Tom Kennedy lined up back there. Okay, guys, 2nd down and 5 from the Detroit 33. Here's the snap. Kyle Allen looks right, doesn't like it, looks left, decides he does like it, throws it to Reynolds, and Reynolds, making multiple guys miss, will pick up about 8 yards on that play. That is good for a 1st down here. 1st down, Detroit Lions. The Lions will pick up a fresh new set of downs and keep that clock ticking. Well done. Craig Reynolds looking really good on this on this 2nd drive here. Love Goat saying everybody knows that Field of Dreams is the best sports movie of all time. I see you, Love. Single back formation motion on the field. Here's the snap. There's the handoff, and Reynolds will get another. They are just force-feeding Reynolds today, man. Reynolds with 20 receiving yards. He just picked up a few more yards there. Call it a 4-yard gain. This makes it a 2nd down and 6. Finally, Reynolds coming off the field here. We're going to get a different running back. 2nd down and 6 coming up. Football to the Detroit 45. We're still shy of midfield. The line to gain is the 50. Let's see what happens here. Line to gain is about the 49 on the opposite side of midfield. But 2nd down and 6 from the 45. Here we go. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers on the left. Kyle Allen takes the snap. He will hand this one off to his next back here. And it looks like this will be a gain of about 3 on 2nd down and 6. Looks like that was Sailors on the carry. 3rd down and 3 coming up. Let's take a look at Sailors and see if I've even got him out here. There's an injury on the field. We've got a hurt Houston Texans. A hurt Houston Texan, number 35, down on the field right now on his back. Let's find out what this one is going to be. They're going to call it a 3rd down and 2. Officials timeout with 3:58 left to go. Okay, timeout has been called by the officials. We have a man down for injury. And this takes us to our next commercial break. Talladega Nights, says 24/7 Arizona Skies. The Blind Side is a good one, country. I do like The Blind Side as well. That's a great sports movie. Love Goat saying Everybody knows that Field of Dreams is the best sports movie. There's a lot of good ones. There are a lot of good ones. So shout out to everyone who's in the chat so far. Helen D, Eye to Eye, Jeff Metterling, Mark McKay, E-Love, Goat, Father Time, Country Kisses, 24/7, of course, Robert Zamora, hats off to you every single stream, sir. FJM, cheers. Rayzilla, if you're still here. We got Here for the Beers, shout out to you. John Jackson, appreciate you guys. Okay, y'all, we are live. Ali, what's going on? Cheers to Ali. What up, he says. What up, Ali? How you doing, sir? We got a double header today. Any given Sunday, says Rayzilla. In this case, any given Saturday, any preseason Saturday. So it looks like Hansen was hurt for the Houston Texans, guys. Hansen was hurt for the Houston Texans. That's Jake Hansen, the weak side linebacker behind Henry Oto. He's got 5 solo tackles this preseason. Has yet to get a sack. In this game already, he's got 2 tackles, and he's already down. He made that last tackle. Yikes. Already off to a good start in this game with 2 tackles, but he is down right now. If they lose that weak side linebacker behind Henry Oto, we'll probably see. Well, the good news here is that they did go out and pick up E.J. Speed. So E.J. Speed is now here with the Houston Texans as a backup in the linebacker spot. But honestly, I'm looking at it, and it looks a little thin at linebacker for the Houston Texans once we get past Henry Oto, Aziz Shair, and Christian Harris. If we look at it, guys, let's take a quick look at the defense. We've got 3 solid linebackers in the middle. But should something happen to them, maybe we see another suspension for Aziz Al-Shair after delivering that one hit on Trevor Lawrence that knocked him out. But not the point. Behind these 3 guys into Oto, Shair, and Harris, they're showing the replay here again with Hansen. Hansen got smashed in that pile. I think he's okay. We're back to the action. Point is that behind these 3 linebackers, there's not much. 3 linebackers are not out there right now. They've got the second stringers, and Tesla does pick up a big first down right there. Let's turn that off. Big first down picked up by Tesla. That's a first down for the Detroit Lions. It was a 3rd down and 2, a wind up and a pitch here. Kyle Allen delivers to Tesla for 8-yard gain. 8-yard gain. Neiman is out there, and it looks like Hansen is going into the blue medical tent right now. Here we go, 1st and 10. Now the Detroit Lions are inside of Houston Texans territory at about the 44-yard line. The snap and the handoff around the right-hand side. This will be a pickup of about, call it a gain of 6, maybe a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3 coming up, 2nd down. Big gain right there, 2nd down and 3. Man, let's see, David Baco, Jeff Metterling saying, after today, we're not going to have much football for 10 days until the Eagles take on the Cowboys in Philadelphia. That's true. I may, this weekend or next weekend, cover some college football. I might cover I might cover UT. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. 3 minutes left to go. Let's get the snap here on 2nd and short. A diving play here for Reynolds on 2nd down and 3. He dives forward to pick up 4. Resets the chains. Fresh new set of downs. First down, Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions pick up a first down. They're now at the Houston 33. Lions looking to not come off the field without points this time. And I think they're going to try to pick up 6 if they can instead of just 3. Pittsburgh is the only Pennsylvania team that matters, says Rayzilla. Shotgun formation. Here is the snap, dropping back from the 33-yard line. A shot to the end zone. It's caught. Tesla is there. Touchdown as he does the worm in the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. There are no flags. Big bomb right there. 33-yard turkey hole touchdown. A shot to the end zone for Tesla. He put that right where it needed to be. That was just a go route. He was lined up wide. He just went for it. What a beautiful play. Ross got smoked on that play. Whoever that was, you're not making the team, Ross. Here we go from the left hash. Here comes the extra point attempt, a 33-yard bomb of a touchdown. Detroit Lions with the big play. There's the kick. The extra point attempt is good, although it looked a little sketchy. The score is 7-0 7-3. Detroit Lions, all is right with the world. The Lions are up 7-3 with 152 left to go. Looks like y'all believe that the Houston Texans, yeah, country, he was literally doing the worm. He was doing that whole thing in the end zone, but like literally on the ground. He did pretty good at the worm. Let's go, baby, says Bakorf. What's wrong with Philadelphia? Rayzilla. Nothing, Martin. It's just that he's a giant Steelers fan. So he's definitely going to stand by his Pittsburgh Steelers all the time. The Philadelphia Eagles don't matter. Not to him, at least. The Philadelphia Eagles don't matter. Okay, what's up, guys? How are y'all doing today? Welcome to Football Nation. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back, guys. Great to have y'all here. Every single day, every single week, every single live stream. Y'all make this job so much easier. Y'all make this job, y'all make me feel appreciated. Thank you. Shout out to out here for the month, guys. Maybe once a week, maybe daily. We'll see how this goes. But Peter Hahn is at the top of the table with 54 US dollars, 80 Canadian dollars. Let's get it right. It's 80 Canadian dollars, 58.40 out of Peter Hahn. Appreciate you, Joey, Mr. Brady, JP, Val, T. Fishes, Marcia, and Sean. All of y'all support. Y'all keep the lights on, literally. This is like half of my electric bill. Something like that. Maybe like a third of the electric bill. Literally helping keep the lights on here at Football Nation. Let's take a look, guys, at the other channel members who help support this channel. A big shout out, man. I love you, Robert Samora. Thank you so much for being here every single live stream. Same to Gary. Same to Val. Same to everyone out here, guys. Brandy, Chi-Town Joe. We haven't seen Chi-Town in a while. We haven't seen Denise in a while. Lou is in one of our fantasy leagues. JT is in our fantasy league. Lorinda, I see you out there. Val, Robert, appreciate you guys. And those of y'all in this touchdown area, shout out to our boy Rayzilla, who's out there in the chat right now, keeping things hot. Hunter Allen, Michelle, Nina, Shiva, Send It, and the Dusty Attic Upstate. Thank you guys so very much. Touchdown channel members, championship channel members, and our first down channel members, guys. We will have members-only content coming in this week. But shout out to all of the first down channel members as well. Shout out to all of the first down channel members here as well, guys. We're about to get the kickoff here. Detroit Lions just scored 7 points. They're about to send this football back over to the Houston Texans, who trail by 4 right now. Here's the kick. This is returned to the 10, the 15, the 20. A nice little shuffle here. The 25 chased down from behind, but he gets around the corner. He's to the 40, the 45, and the 50. A big return here for the Houston Texans. There are no flags on that play. 1st and 10 coming up from midfield. Houston now has the football. 1st and 10 for the Houston Texans with 1:43 left to go in the first quarter. It's starting to heat up. Shout out to Quinn Hardy saying, I'm a Cowboys fan till I die, but the Texans is my second squad. Can't go against the Lone Star State. I'm with you, Quinn Hardy. Big flex. Okay, we got Minushka. What's up, Minushka? Nice name. I love it, Minushka. Thanks for checking in. 1st and 10 coming up from the 50-yard line. The Houston Texans have the football at midfield. Shotgun formation. Here's the snap, and Mertz will take it. He will wind up and throw. Catch is made 13 yards out. That's good for a first down, and Jaden Higgins, the rookie, making the play right there. First down for Houston. The Texans will pick up a fresh new set of downs. This will get the clock ticking once again. That takes them to the Detroit Lions 37, and they're playing hard right now. Houston Texans scored on their opening drive, albeit just 3 points. They believe they can score 7 on this drive. We're to the 37-yard line. Still outside the red zone here. Mertz under center with a single back. A toss to Dameon Pierce on the left side. Tries to cut back. Great job by the linebacker on the weak side there. Big play made by Cunningham. That's a 2-yard pickup. Way to mitigate the loss of yardage there. Great job of the Detroit Lions defense. 2nd down and 8 coming up, because if Cunningham was not there to make that stop, Dameon Pierce had a lane. So great job chasing him down, Cunningham. Here we go, guys. Let's move on to the next play. A 2nd down and 8 with less than 1 minute left to go here. Less than a minute left to go. A single back formation. Play clock down to 10. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff. A little play action. Pocket starts to, it was holding. He decided he wanted to scramble. A pump fake. He will run for the first down and he will pick it up. Mertz going to dive for the first down. He does get it down at the 26-yard line. Good pickup here. Call it a gain of 9 on the quarterback scramble. I was not expecting that. A gain of 9 on the quarterback scramble. What did I do to my pen just now? Oh. Okay, 1st and 10. That'll probably take us to the end of the quarter. Yeah, I don't see anything happening here, guys. This will take us to the end of the quarter. Here we go. Dylan Jones. Thank you for subscribing, Dylan. Cheers to you, my friend. How many of y'all have been here for 5, 10, 15 minutes? Have you guys been here throughout the whole first quarter? Did I hold your attention? If you are not subscribed to this channel just yet, guys, hit that subscribe button. Look, man, I'm just some guy in a tie, but I try my very hardest to keep you guys entertained. I try to give you guys as much data as I possibly can. I try to engage with y'all in the comment section. If you guys want an official shout out, I do not require a super chat like a lot of other channels do. I don't require you to even be a subscribed person to this channel or anything like that. Just leave a comment in the chat area. Like right now during these commercial breaks, it's a great opportunity for us to get to connect. And you guys can ask me questions. I might go off on a tangent on a question that you ask. But don't be shy. Leave your comments, guys. I appreciate y'all watching Football Nation. By the way, if you're new, my name is Mario. What is up? What's your name? Shout out to those channel members that we talked about. I see you, Robert Zamora, Sparky, Country Kisses. Appreciate you guys. Defense saying, come on, Campbell and Branch. Come on, Campbell and Branch. Let's see. Okay, that's easy. It'll be with the Eagles. Manushka saying, I'm good, thanks. I did watch this from the start, but I'm watching the game live as well. A lot of people do that, Manushka. A lot of people like to have the connection and the watch party kind of feel. Right. Thanks, Quinn. I see you're a new subscriber here. Manushka says, I'm doing great. I did watch from the start, but I'm watching the game live as well. You're not the only one. A lot of folks. Honestly, it helps me when other people are watching it live in real time and commenting on this, because if I said something wrong, like let's say I said it was the wrong running back who scored the touchdown, and I go off on a tangent, you guys in the chat area can get me back on track. Let's see. Mark McKay saying, LOL, me. Living like Larry saying, you're awesome. No, Larry, you're awesome. Shout out to Helen saying you are the best announcer. Plus, you have great mods and chatters. I love being here. Thank you, Helen. I appreciate those kind words. Jesse saying you're the best. Thanks, man. I appreciate you too, Jesse. Thanks for watching. Says, I wish you would come to the restaurant where I work here in San Antonio. It would be a pleasure to meet you. All about respect. Cheers, Jesse. I can't remember which restaurant you said you worked at. Shout out to Robert Zamora. Shout out to Sooner saying, let's go, Super Mario. What up, Sooner? I see you, bro. We got Ray Zilla saying our defense hoard the offense and hawk the ball. Film don't lie. We're going to win our division here, says Ray Zilla. He's talking about his Pittsburgh Steelers. Ladies and gentlemen, coming back from the commercial break after the first down, the diving first down to end the first quarter. We move on to quarter number 2. The opening play is a pass to the right-hand side. Looks like the catch is made there, and it's going to be Higgins on the grab for a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 coming up. Let's start the clock here. 14:40 left to go after that one. 2nd down and 5, 1 yard outside of the red zone. We're down at the 21-yard line. Houston Texans with the football. Mertz will take the snap, and he will hand this off. New running back in on the play. It looks like that'll be Marks who gets the carry, and Marks will pick up 2 yards down to the 19-yard line. So 2nd down and 5 becomes 3rd down and 2. Excuse me, 3rd down and 3, but we do go inside of the red zone. So let's do this thing. All right, guys, we are inside the red zone. Love Goat, baby, doing very well. Oh, Taco Capital on Babcock. Taco Capital. Taco Capital on Babcock, Jesse. Appreciate that. Here we go. Winds up and throws. A short gain right here, guys. It was a 3rd down and 3, but the catch is made right there by Bryant, and Bryant will pick up the 1st down here for the Houston Texans. Inside the red zone, now down at the 15. 1st and 10 coming up. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. The Houston Texans have the football. They are slowly inching their way towards that end zone here. And it's not Dez Bryant, it's Harrison Bryant. This is his 5th NFL season, 78 career games. He's got 98 receptions, 877 receiving yards, and 10 receiving touchdowns. Here we are with the Houston Texans, football in hand, 1st and 10 from the opponent 15. Here's the drop back, a wind up and a throw, a check down to Marks, and Marks will pick up about 5 yards on that play. This will bring up a 2nd down and 5. You know what I haven't seen at all this preseason? I haven't seen a single face mask call. Richard Carr, thanks for checking in. Guys, I've got a trivia quiz for y'all at halftime. We're a ways away from halftime, but a trivia quiz nevertheless. 2nd down and 5, it looks like maybe a 2nd down and 4. 2nd down and 4, the football at the Detroit 9-yard line. Here we go. 2nd down and 4. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. Marks goes in. Marks goes to the end zone. There is no flag. That'll be a touchdown. Touchdown, Houston Texans. A handoff to the running back. Goes around the left-hand side. It's actually subtract those 6 points because it said goal. It did not say touchdown. There's what we want to see. Touchdown, Houston Texans. The score is now 9-7, and Houston is up by 3 after that play. Here comes the extra point attempt. A good run from Houston from H-Town. Here we go. The extra point attempt from the left hash, ladies and gentlemen. There's the kick. The kick is up. The kick is a beauty. It's up. It's in. It's good. And the score is 10-7. Let's stop the clock. 10-7 with 12:22 left to go. With 12:22 left to go, who will win this game? We got a 50-50 split. Who will win this game today? Houston Texans 50%, Detroit Lions 50%. Only 140 votes on this one, interestingly enough. Only 140 votes on this one today. That's okay. Guys, it's preseason. Look, I understand that not every game is going to garner national attention, that we're not going to get 500,000 views on every live stream, or that we're not going to get 10 or 15,000 viewers in at one time. We're probably sitting at the 150 people watching right now, Mark, maybe 200 people watching right now. I'm okay with that. I know I keep saying it, but I am. It means a lot to me that just you guys are here watching this, getting some kind of value from this, even if it's just entertainment because you can see the game yourself. Maybe it's a sense of community, whatever it is, guys. The fact that y'all are here, the fact that you're giving me some of your time today on this Saturday when you could be doing anything, I cannot thank you guys enough for that. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for watching this stream. Okay, guys, the score right now is 10-7. The Houston Texans are up. If we look at the grand totals for their numbers, the Houston Texans have 100 total yards of offense, 81 total yards of offense for the Detroit Lions. They did start with a quick 3 and out. Red Stedman checking in right now saying, howdy, Bob. What's up, Red Stedman? Rock and roll to Red. Richard Carr saying, agree. Mark Chicken Fajitas here. Smash them free subs, says Richard. Daniel saying, let's go Lions. Lucinda saying, go Lions. Manushka saying it's preseason as well. Once the season starts, it'll get more hype. I'm with you, Manushka. Seriously, like, that's facts. That's what I was telling my wife. She's like, you know, last year for football, your streams were doing so much better. You were getting, I was like, babe, it's preseason. Like, how many people are watching preseason right now? Like, not a lot of people are going to be watching preseason games. These games don't matter. You guys don't know what Allen looks like or what Mertz looks like. Some of y'all might know what Craig Reynolds looks like, or some of you big football fans who are watching this live stream right now, you guys know. Matt Farms asking, am I doing the Dolphins versus Jags game at 7 p.m. Eastern time? No, I am going to be doing the Buffalo Bills versus the Buccaneers game today at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I've got 2 games today. I've got Texans and Lions right now. And then the next game, I will be live again at 6 p.m. tonight, guys. Tonight's game will be Buccaneers hosting the Buffalo Bills. Here's the kickoff, guys, going back to the Detroit Lions, who now have the football. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Detroit Lions, who brought that ball out to about the 28-yard line. Lions with possession here. Okay. Texans 10, Lions 7. Here we go. Lucinda, thank you for checking in. Hashtag Go Lions. Guppy saying, I kind of like both these teams. Thank you, Bakorf. Appreciate y'all. Lucinda saying, Mario, Robert, Country, David, and Father Time. Cheers to y'all. Cheers to you, Lucinda. Here we go. We are at the 28-yard line with 12 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. 1st and 10 under center. Waiting for the snap. He takes it. He fakes it. Dropping back, winding up and throwing. The catch is made. Hendon Hooker delivering a pass. Looks like Allen is out. Hendon Hooker is in, and this will be a 14-yard pickup as he connects with Sailors on that play. So a 1st down picked up here by the Detroit Lions. Lions will move the chains after a 14-yard pickup. That last play was from the 28. That moves them out to the 42 as the running back makes the catch on an angle route. Offset I formation. Hendon Hooker in at quarterback for the Detroit Lions. Here is the snap. He will hand this off again, and it looks like Sailors will pick up about 4 yards on that play, bringing up a 2nd down and 6. So a 2nd down and 6 now coming up after that play. That last play from the 42, it moves the football to the 46. You follow me? You dig? Dolphins are my number 1. Lions are my number 2, says Matt Farms. Okay, Matt, how do you feel about the Devon Achane situation since you're a true Dolphins fan? Is he playing week 1 or nah? That's a direct question to you, Matt. Is Devon Achane playing or not? 2nd down and 6. Here's the snap. There's the handoff. And this time around the left-hand side on 2nd and medium, Sailors will pick up 2 more yards down to the Detroit 48. This brings up a 3rd down and 4. Lucinda saying, Football Nation, I like both of these teams as well, but the Lions are my son's favorite team. Detroit Lions are something. The Detroit Lions are something to behold for sure. Offensively, we can trust the offense. At least we were able to trust the offense when we had Ben Johnson as the offensive coordinator. Curious to see how they do this year. They seem to have struggled a little bit during the preseason. Here's the snap, guys. They are one of 2 teams to play 4 games. Here's a shot deep downfield on 3rd down and 4. That pass is incomplete, stopping the clock with 10:24, and this will bring up a 4th down and 4. Now, we know that Dan Campbell likes to go for it, but the Detroit Lions are on their own side of midfield right now. We might get the punt team out here at this point. Achane, hopefully, yes, playing in week 1, says Matt Farms. I got my fingers crossed for him, Matt, because I drafted him in the 2nd round of my big money league. I know that, Country, but we can beat the Chicago Bears, says John Jackson. We'll talk about the schedule here in just a second. We've got about 10.5 minutes left to go here in the first half, guys. Here comes the punt. This one is going to go over to the Houston Texans, and it will be returned. No, it will not. Signal the fair catch at the 11. And we're going to get a change of personnel. So a 1st and 10 coming up at the 11-yard line. The Houston Texans have a long field ahead of them. They're going back to a quick commercial break. So for those of you guys talking about the schedule, let's talk about the schedule. Let's start with the Detroit Lions schedule here. Okay, guys, first game of the year for the Detroit Lions. Lions at Green Bay. Guys, that's Sunday. I will be live Sunday, September 7th. I'll be live for this game and then immediately turn around and be live for this game. Yeah, a doubleheader on Sunday to open things up. I will be covering the following games for week 1, ladies and gentlemen. The following games for week 1. Week 1, Thursday, September 4th, Dallas Cowboys at Philadelphia Eagles. Then there is a Friday game, September 5th. Yes, opening week. This will be in Brazil, in Sao Paulo. This is going to be the Chiefs and the Chargers on that Friday. Then on Sunday, we'll have 2 games, Lions at Packers and Bills hosting the Ravens. And then Monday Night Football to round out week 1, we have another divisional matchup here with the Chicago Bears hosting the Minnesota Vikings. That will be covering 5 games the opening week. So a lot of football to go through. That being said, let's take a look at the rest of the schedule for the Detroit Lions. As I mentioned, they will be at Green Bay for week 1. Then in week 2, they've got a game against the Bears. Duh, Bears. Week 3, we will be covering the Lions again. We'll have Lions and Ravens in that prime time slot. It's going to be good. Helen Galloway is back in the house. What up, Helen? Fist bumps to you, Helen Galloway. Thanks for checking in. Welcome back. We've got week 3 right there. So Packers, Bears, Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Chiefs. It is a tough schedule, guys. A tough schedule here for the Detroit Lions. It's going to be a little easier, but not by much for the Houston Texans. They've got the game against the Rams. I think the Rams should be able to win this one. It's going to come down to Matthew Stafford's health. If Stafford is hurt, Texans all day. If Stafford is healthy, I see the Rams winning that game. Week 2, guys, you got the game against the Buccaneers. I think the Texans might drop it on this one too. I'm just kind of low-key rooting for Tampa Bay on that one. Here's the snap on 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line, getting around the corner here. Looks like a pickup of about 5 or 6. Marks will get the first gain right here. And it looks like there was a lot of lateral running, not enough uphill or downhill running. Turn that off. Downhill running, not enough of it. So instead of being a pickup of 6, my eyes completely deceived me. It's a pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7. Okay, guys, 2nd down and 7. Here we go. We got Aaron. Jets got that other guy, Justin Fields. You say that other guy like he wasn't on your team last year. 2nd down and 7 coming up right here. Football to the 14-yard line, waiting for the snap right now. Here it is, dropping back, surveying. Mertz will wind up and throw. Marks is on the catch. He extends that leg forward. The football is there, going to cross the 1st down marker. That should be just enough. 2nd down and 7. They needed 7. They got 7. This brings up a fresh new set of downs. 1st and 10. 1st and 10 coming up here for the Houston Texans. They're now up to their own 21-yard line. They are slowly getting away from their own end zone and marching towards midfield right now. So we got a 1st and 10 from the 21 heading out. Mertz under center. A little play action right here. Definitely got the team to bite. This play will break for 9 yards. That's a big catch on the right-hand side for Johnson. 2nd down and 1 coming up after that carry. After that catch, I should say. 2nd down and 1 coming up after a beautiful play on the right-hand side here. Okay, Jeff Metterling saying, don't be surprised if Justin Fields and the Jets beat the Steelers in week 1. That is the week 1 matchup. Ray Zilla saying, go Birds. Hee hee. Hi, Mark. What's up, Helen? Here we go, guys. Shotgun formation from the 31-yard line. It is a 2nd down and 1 from the 30. The handoff to the running back. He does go the opposite way. Great patience. I love when running backs do that. They step up and they see the scrum, and instead of running straight into it where there's literally 1,500 pounds of muscle just pushing each other, he said, you know what? Let me go around this giant situation. The result of the play ends up being a 4-yard pickup and a 1st down here for the Houston Texans. Great patience there by Marks to pick up those 4 yards out to the Houston 34-yard line. 1st and 10. Houston Texans with the football at the 34-yard line. Here is under center. We're going to have Mertz wind up and throw. Finds a soft spot in the defense. Delivers a beautiful pass to Powell. And Powell, a big gain right there. A deep pass. Good pass up the gut right here. 17 yards on that play. A fresh new set of downs. 1st and 10 coming up. So a 1st and 10, that takes us across midfield to the Detroit 49-yard line. We are across midfield to the 49. Now we are in Lions territory. Houston Texans with the football. Single back formation from Lions 49. Here's a shot in the turkey hole, losing his eye on the ball. Jackson, that was a back shoulder throw. I think Mertz liked that play. but Jackson was looking the wrong way. That pass is incomplete. It stops the clock with 6:58. Stops the clock with 6:58. Guys, we're approaching halftime. Shout out to my beautiful wife checking in, saying hello all. What's up, Christina? How's baby man doing? How are y'all doing? Everything okay out there on the road? I always worry when you guys are not in the house. 2nd down and 10 coming up here. Graham Mertz under center for the Houston Texans. A toss to the right-hand side, and this is going to be Marks, who will lose a couple yards on that play. Call it a loss of 1 on 2nd down and 10. Brings up 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 11. Here we go. 3rd down and 11. Country Kisses says, do you know what that loud music is that has popped up several times? It's so loud we can't hear you for a second. It's happened twice. It is it's the touchdown. I'm guessing that you're thinking of this one. Yeah, that's the touchdown that happens, but I got to set that on and off. It's a manual click. So sometimes when I jump back onto the screen, it's still left on and it automatically comes up. Here's the 3rd down and 11. Delivers a rocket, a big play down inside the 30, down at the 25-yard line. That is a 26-yard pickup down at the Detroit Lions 24, guys. This puts us just on the edge of the red zone. Austin saying, no, not that one. I wonder what sound it is, if that's the case. I'm actually not quite sure if there's another sound that comes up. Thanks, Helen. Here we go, guys. From the 25-yard line is what I see. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff to the right-hand side. This will be around the corner. Gets to about the 15-yard line, down at the 10, inside the 10, and this puts us inside the red zone. I wonder what sound it is then. Okay, I'm gonna do some tinkering then, guys. It's gonna come up on one of these. Okay, let's figure it out during the next commercial break, guys. We'll figure it out during the next commercial break. 5 minutes left to go right now. The clock is still ticking, and we got 5 minutes before the end of the first half here. We got a single back formation under center right now, waiting for the snap. Here's the snap, dropping back, looking right, throwing right, up in the air, reaching for it, no good. Let's stop the clock here. That pass incomplete. It brings up a 2nd down and goal. We are at end goal situation here. 2nd and goal. It looks like the Texans are at the 6-yard line. It's not while calling the play, says Country. We'll take a look at it. It's got to be during the commercial breaks when I step away from one screen or move to another screen. We'll figure it out. That's cool. It's the music one. I don't know what to call it, says Rayzilla. Shotgun formation. It could have been. Here's the snap, dropping back, looking left, throwing left, deep shot up in the air. Catch is made. I think that's a touchdown. Touchdown, Houston Texans. Let's go. And so the Texans will score a touchdown there. Houston Texans scoring a touchdown on that play. That is going to make it 16-7. And Houston Mertz delivering a 6-yard pass to Cephas, making the grab right there. So let's go ahead and turn off the red zone music, go back to the lo-fi. I actually think I know what the music is that you're hearing. I think it's a pre-recorded sound that comes out of Canva. Okay, 16-7, the extra point attempt coming up. We will get that cleaned up for you, Country. Hang tight. Thank you for bringing that up, too. Extra point attempt, this time from the left hash once again. 4:46 on the clock. There's the snap. There's a fake kick right here. I don't know what happened. No flag, no nothing. Was there a flag on the play? The extra point attempt, no good. I mean, I think that was a fake extra point attempt. I don't know, but the result of it is 16-7. Houston Texans 16, Detroit Lions 7. My guess it's going to be that when I click this button right now, Country, it's going to be that it's got to be. Ah, found it. Had to have been that one. Let's try again. here. Right now the sound is gone. Was it this sound? I guess it's this sound. We'll turn that off. And we'll keep that off. Lock volume. Yeah, that's crazy loud, says JJ Sword. Okay, let's lock this volume. Let's turn this down. Let's make sure that that is never going to happen again. Let's do the same thing over here. Turn down this volume. Make sure that that lock volume doesn't happen again. Let's lock this volume here too. Okay, so now we should be good. Let's make sure it doesn't happen on any of the other ones here, guys. Okay, hang tight, hang tight. Let's take a look at another one. Any loud music here? Should be good. Any loud music here? We should be good. It was just a few of those. It was when we brought up the donors. I didn't even realize that it was that loud, guys. So I do appreciate you guys letting me know. Can't even hear you talking, says Sparky. Yikes. Okay, so it's set. We should be good. Christina saying stop. Oh, that's funny. Okay. All right. Hopefully Sammy wasn't napping. Blow his ears out. My bad, guys. So we are all set. Matt Farm saying thanks. Anytime, Matt. Anytime. Cheers to you guys. Oh, that's pretty funny. I do apologize for that, guys. I hate when those things happen. Small issues. I actually don't have that feeding back in my headphones, so I didn't even get to hear it. I'm sure that would have scared the crap out of me had I heard it. Rayzilla saying, sweet. I like my music loud. You know the saying, living like Larry. If it's too loud, you're too old. Rock and roll, brother. You got to keep that rock and roll going. Okay, guys, so that drive right here for the Houston Texans. Let's take a look at the Houston Texans' overall statistics here. Offensively, they were not great last year, and inside the red zone, they completed their drives at a success rate of just 48% when they were inside the red zone. That is bottom 4 in the NFL, bottom 5 in the NFL. The Houston Texans this year, today I should say, inside the red zone have had much more success than their stats would suggest. Here they are defensively. Detroit Lions back out on the field, and this is going to be out to about the 25-yard line. This preseason, not super. Now we got another really loud one. This preseason, not the most fruitful, we could say, for the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions are 1-2. They are one of just 2 teams, the Chargers being the other team, who will play 4 preseason matches this preseason. Jesse saying, put it back on. I was starting to dance. My cat ran under the bed, says 24/7. I'm sorry, guys. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. A single back formation under center. We got a man in motion. Here's the snap, and it looks like the handoff to Sailors, bouncing off a couple defenders, turning a loss of a couple yards into a 4-yard pickup at the end of it. 2nd down and 6 coming up after the 4-yard gain. 2nd down and 6, the clock is now ticking. 2nd down and 6, the clock is now ticking. I can't even spell correctly. It's so loud, says Christina. Oh, that's so funny. I got to go back and listen to that playback. This will be a fun one. Okay, 16-7, the Detroit Lions have the football. The football is at the Detroit Lions 27 on 2nd and 7. Here we go. Lions on their own side of midfield. They've got a man in motion right here, a snap and a handoff to Sailor once again. Sailor will get the football out to about the 32, maybe the 33. Does some heavy lifting on 2nd down and 6 to pick up 5 yards. 3rd down and 1 coming up. Football down to the Detroit 33. Part of the preseason stuff. That is facts, Country Kisses. It is part of it. Still figuring it out. I don't understand techno music. It's too loud for us old people. I don't understand techno music either. It's just not my flavor. It was never my style of music, really. I was always a metalhead, dude. Like rock and roll. Here we go, guys. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here in the first half. We've got 2 players, a change of formation. Strong side now to the right, and we're watching the defense adjust here. A flag on the play. This will probably be an illegal shift. I saw 2 players moving at the same time. A flag comes in on the play. It stops the clock. I don't even think it was enough for a 1st down. Let's see what the officials have to say here. Yep. Illegal shift by the offense here. The penalty will be declined. It'll be a 4th down. So no need to take the 5-yard penalty. I saw 2 players moving at the same time. I don't like that. I like the call by the officials. I don't like the play call there by Dan Campbell. 4th down and 1. The penalty is declined. 4th and 1. The football remains on the Detroit Lions' own 33-yard line. What would Campbell do? They are lined up to go for it. Here we go. And this will be a false start here on the offense. That will back them up 5 yards. This will bring up a 4th down and 6, and the punt team will come out. That's going to be against Horton. Horton with the penalty. Looks like 2:56 left to go. Looks like 2:56 left to go. They throw their ears back and look at you like I did something, says 24/7 Skies. I think that was dubstep, says Christina. It must have been, honestly, I think it just pulled it from Canva. Here's the snap, guys. Here's the punt. The Detroit Lions going to wise up here and send this back to the Houston Texans. Texans getting whatever they want defensively, though, against these Detroit Lions. He brings the punt back out to the 31-yard line. A change of possession. 1st and 10 coming up for Houston. 1st and 10 for the Houston Texans with 2:36 on the clock left to go. When we get back, we'll still have the 2-minute warning. Both teams have all 3 timeouts remaining. My apologies on that. Both teams have all 3 timeouts remaining. No animals were hurt by loud techno, just startled. Till I learned to hip-hop. Uh-oh, what happened after you learned to hip-hop? Shout out to Richard Carr saying, smash them free subs. Rock and roll, Richard. Okay, guys. We're going to test it again. I hope this doesn't scare anybody. We're good? No explosion of sound? No explosion of sound? We should be good? Okay. All right, guys. So I was looking at some of these stats right here. We talked about this during the pregame. During the regular season last year, guys, Jared Goff outperformed C.J. Stroud all the way around here. Total touchdowns, 20 touchdowns on the year for C.J. Stroud, 37 total touchdowns for Jared Goff last year. I wonder, who do you think will be the better fantasy quarterback in 2025? Who will be the better QB in 2025? Stroud or Goff? You guys let me know. Who do you think will be the better quarterback in 2025? Jared Goff going late in drafts this year. Late in drafts this year. I think a lot of people are concerned about the loss of Ben Johnson as the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, at least from a fantasy football standpoint. At least from a fantasy football standpoint. I don't know. That's a tough one, man. I want both of them to have good seasons, if I'm being honest. But I think when it's all said and done, Jared Goff is going to be the guy. Matt Farm saying Goff equals boss. Robert saying C.J. Stroud. Living Like Larry saying Goff. One of the few things that Robert and I don't seem to agree on, I still think that Jared Goff has the better weapons, the better line. Golden Boy Stroud, says Quinn Hardy. Daniel saying Goff. Looks like we're going back and forth. A-B. Go Sanders, says John Jackson. Go Shador Sanders. Let's go. In the middle of a commercial break, guys, the Detroit Lions, a quick 3 and out, had to punt this one. Give me Stroud. I don't know. Stroud much. Goff has been good. Hurts, says Helen Galloway. Hey, you know what? Jalen Hurts, another extremely he is highly valued. This is a weird thing that I'm about to say. I feel like he's underrated despite the fact that he is highly valued. I don't know what I mean to say by that. There's got to be a better way to word it. 1st and 10, Powell makes the catch out of the backfield on 1st and 10 for the Houston Texans. This time it was from the 31 after the punt return. That takes them out to the 36 on a 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5 coming up for Houston. Houston is up by 11. It's 2nd down and 5, and they are looking good right now. We're about to hit the 2-minute warning. I don't think we're going to get another play before the 2-minute warning, so let's go ahead and reset this actually. Actually, let's just bring this down to 2. 2 minutes. 2nd down and 5 when we get back. Neither JK, it's Goff. Helen saying it's got to be Hurts. Look, the the Philadelphia Eagles, they are a good team. And the Philadelphia Eagles deserve every ounce of credit that they get because that defense was stacked last year. Saquon Barkley had a career year. Saquon Barkley was amazing last year. A.J. Brown did his job. Devontae Smith did his job. The entire offensive line, even though they just lost Jason Kelce, they were able to make it to the Super Bowl without him. And all of these different pieces just worked out for the Philadelphia Eagles last year. Fast forward to 2025, and that Philadelphia Eagles defense does not look the same in 2025 as it did in 2024. They lost a lot of pieces, and I'm worried that the Philadelphia Eagles offense is just as good as it was last year, but we know that defense wins championships. It's part of the reason that they won the championship. Cooper DeJean and that pick six that they had in the Super Bowl. I mean, it's Cooper DeJean, by the way, another underrated talent for sure. But Jalen Hurts, man, maybe I'm the one who underrates Jalen Hurts. I feel like he doesn't have the arm that you would see from other players. A lot of those yards that we see from A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are yards after catch. A lot of the yards that we see, and I hate to say this, I'm going to say it out loud, a lot of the yards that we've seen from Devontae Smith aren't even catches. They just hurry up and get back to the line of scrimmage and get the next playoff. I saw it happen like 3 times last season where Devontae Smith made a catch. They hurried up. I don't know if they have a hand signal or a play call for hurry up offense, and nobody gets a chance to watch the play on the Jumbotron. The challenge flag never comes out. They get a big 35-yard first down. I see it happen all the time. But, hey, it's going to be a long NFL season that ESPN will do, says Jeff Metterling. Brady was blessed with a great offensive line, says Arizona Skies. Mark McKay saying, ooh, that's got to hurt. We are in the middle of the 2-minute warning. How is he underrated? He's the only part of the Eagles that I like, says Country Kisses. You're saying how is Jalen Hurts overrated? Well, here, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do this. So we'll look at Jalen Hurts really quick. Last season, guys, Jalen Hurts passed for 2,900 yards. That ranked 20th in the NFL. You heard that right. Jalen Hurts ranked 20th in the NFL in passing yards. Last year, Jalen Hurts had 18 passing touchdowns. He ranked 20th in the NFL in passing touchdowns. He had a solid QBR, and we know he does a lot of his damage with his legs. But if it wasn't for those legs, I don't know that I love Jalen Hurts. And mind you, he's from the Houston area, if I'm not mistaken. A wind up in a pitch on 2nd down and 5 coming out of the 2-minute warning, guys. It looks like the Houston Texans will pick up this first down. Fresh new set of downs, a big pickup there for 10 yards. Powell on the grab. But that's my reasoning for Jalen Hurts. He was 20th in the NFL when it came to passing yards. He was 18th in the NFL when it came to passing touchdowns. When we look at the rushing game here as well, let's take a look at Jalen Hurts' rushing stats. Now, Jalen Hurts, I got to give him credit for that, but he did only have 630 rushing yards. We see a lot of other running backs with similar numbers at the rushing yards. He is a shark on the goal line, so for fantasy football purposes, and of course with that 4th and inches, that tush-push situation, he did score quite a few touchdowns there, 14 touchdowns on the year, a total of 32 touchdowns last season, but still nothing crazy. He also fumbled the football 4 times running the football last year. Here's the snap on 2nd down and 3. Flags coming in. Let's find out what this flag is. It does stop the clock here with 57 seconds left to go. But that just in a nutshell, Country Kisses, is why I think that Jalen Hurts is a little bit on the overrated side, but still highly valued because of it. So, okay. I thought you said he's underrated. I must have misheard. He is. Yes, no. I did say that. I misspoke, Country. He is underrated and overrated at the same time. And that's why it was so confusing for me to try to explain it. Because when you look at him from a functionality standpoint, He does a great job. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL at moving the chains on those 4th and short situations, on those goal line situations. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But his numbers are just, I don't know. It's just so, it's different. You got to make sure that you split as another flag on the play. A false start, 2nd down and 8. Let's find out what this flag is. They might have gotten another one here. Yeah, that might be a false start on the right tackle this time. And it's going to be another 5-yard penalty. So with 43 seconds left to go, is this another 10-second runoff? 43 seconds left to go here. Another penalty. Brings up a 2nd down and 13. So it was a 2nd down and 3. Back-to-back penalties make it a 2nd down and 13. Here we go. Yeah, you just got to – it's hard to separate, like, fantasy value and real-world value. Like, Dak Prescott is an amazing fantasy quarterback. Real-world value, Dallas Cowboys haven't gone to a conference finals in 30 years. Those kinds of things. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Anyways, 43 seconds left to go. Let's add 2 seconds. 45 seconds here left to go. In the first half, we are going to have a trivia question. Trivia quiz for you guys. Eagles got lucky because every other team sucked last year, says JP. Seahawks, says Mark McKay. I got Jackson Smith and Jigba in multiple leagues. Here we go. Here's the snap. Dropping back. Hands this one off around the right-hand side. Trying to break a tackle, but looks like a great stop right there by the Philadelphia Eagles. Another flag on the play. Can y'all just let them wrap this up, bro? Got 40 seconds on the clock. Let's find out what this penalty is. Another flag. Let's see. What was the call on? Okay, so D'Amico Ryans in the white hat having a quick conversation right here. D'Amico Ryans wants the explanation. Let's find out what this is. D'Amico Ryans like, come on, man. He's saying cool, calm, and collected. He's trying to have... He's not buying it, though. Something tells me that he seems... Let's find out what this one is. So... Are they picking up the flag? So a timeout's going to be called here. Texans down to just 1 timeout. Don't quite know what happened here at this moment, guys, but this will bring up a 3rd down and 11 after just a 2-yard pickup there on the right-hand side. 3rd down and 11. Houston Texans at the Houston 45. They're still shy of midfield. They are heading towards the Detroit Lions end zone right now. They have 1 timeout remaining, and they got to pick up a 1st down here. We're going to start this 3rd down and 11 from the 45-yard line. The players in the huddle, the Houston Texans with the football, and the Detroit Lions trying to prevent another score. They are down by 11. Texans with an 11-point lead in a comfortable spot right here with time dwindling in the first half. Here is the snap. Dropping back. Mertz will wind up and throw. He does connect downfield right here on 3rd down. Looks like a pickup of about 7. There's a flag on the play again, bro. Chill. Chill with the flags. That is literally 5 plays in a row with a flag. Before the pass was thrown, holding on the defense. That will be a 5-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down right here, though. So a holding call against the Detroit Lions will benefit the Houston Texans right here. 1st and 10 coming up for Houston. 5 plays in a row with 5 flags. Talk about a momentum killer on a drive. Talk about a really quick way to piss off a lot of people. Here we go, guys. 1st and 10 coming up right now. Shotgun formation. Here's the snap. Dropping back. Mertz will wind up and throw into a tight window. The catch is made there. A gain of about 6 or 7. Call it a gain of 6. 2nd down and 4 as Mertz delivers a good pass, this time into the hands of Smith. The final timeout going to be taken here by the Houston Texans. Texans out of timeouts now. Lions still have all 3 with 31 seconds left to go. I would have kept that timeout. I would have gone hurry-up offense and spiked it. Flag on the flag, holding the flag to Flaggy, 10 yards. Says Seal. All right, y'all, here we go. We've got a 2nd down and 4. 31 seconds left to go in the first half. Mind you, I do have a trivia quiz for you guys. We'll run it back later this evening. I'll be here, Jeff. Graham Mertz, 2nd down and 4. Here is the snap. Mertz shooting this one downfield. There will not be. There comes the flag. Powell will draw a flag. This will likely be a DPI, guys. Guess what? Another flag. What up, deplorable garbage? Flag, 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 flag. So another play, another flag, a defensive pass interference on this one against the Detroit Lions will be an automatic 1st down. So 1st and 10 coming up from the spot of the foul. That puts Houston 1st and 10 at the Detroit. 2nd and 14. Was that offensive pass interference? Here's the snap. It was offensive pass interference, not defensive pass interference. That actually backed them up. It doesn't matter, guys. They're just going to go ahead and snap this one. There's going to be a sack on the play right here. Mertz gets sacked by Muhammad. This will take us to halftime. Let's just go ahead and end this here. So this takes us to halftime. Thank goodness that was over. That was a terrible finish to what was a pretty good first half. Talk about an anticlimactic finish. Way to kill the mood in the game. Let's see what the second half brings out right here. This does take us to halftime, which means it's time for our trivia quiz. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and do our trivia quiz today. I've got 10 questions for y'all, and I hope you guys are ready to play this one. I'm going to probably stump you guys with a couple of these. I'm hoping that I got the right quiz plugged in right now. Let's see if this is right. This is actually wrong. Okay, this is the wrong quiz right now. Did I even download the right quiz? Did I screw this up? I totally screwed this up. Oh, great job, Mario. Okay, all right, we're not going to do the Falcons quiz. But we are going to do this quiz because I put it together. How did I forget to put that quiz in? Texans-Lions quiz. I am going to have to download it here real quick. Share, download my quiz. It's got to be an MP4. We'll just do a 1080 just to get it out of the way. Okay, it's going to take just a second, guys. It's going to take just a second to get that trivia quiz up and running. In the meantime, we can talk about what we've seen so far in this game, guys. This game so far is 100% a Houston Texans runaway, bro. It is a Houston Texans runaway. 16-7 Houston Texans up by 11 here. There's still plenty of time left to go. The Texans will be getting all 3 of their timeouts back. And if I do recall correctly, the Houston Texans kicked off, so they will be getting the football to start the second half. So the Texans will be getting the football to start the second half. Let's go ahead and make this say halftime. We are in halftime. Let's reset the timer here as well. Let's see. How long is this trivia quiz going to take to download? It might take a good hot minute, so hopefully this gets taken care of here. Honestly, it might not be bad just to do the trivia quiz in this area. Just to shrink it down and get the trivia quiz right there would kind of make sense. 24/7 Skies saying, put me down for 2 out of 10, says Arizona Skies, live Arizona Skies. Let's close out some of these extra tabs I got open. Anyways, trivia quiz coming up here in just a moment. Still waiting for that file to download. It's going to take its sweet time. There we go. Got the file downloaded. Let's plug this sucker in. Let's go to the quiz feed. Let's change our trivia quiz to be the quiz for today. Okay, guys. Excuse my, let's call it faux pas. Let's start with our trivia quiz. It's time to do this thing. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen, starting with our first question of the day. Question number 1, y'all. The music is typically my cue. Question number 1. The Houston Texans are the newest team in the NFL. What year did the Texans join the league? Was it A, 1996? Is it B, 2000? Or is it C, 2002? What year did the Houston Texans join the NFL? A, B, or C? Plug in your answers now, guys. Plug in your answers now. Now, the answer here is C. The Houston Texans joined the NFL in 2002. Matt saying A. You guys were close. 2002, guys. The Houston Oilers left Houston. They ended up becoming the Titans, and now we've got the Houston Texans here. Houston Texans joined the league as the 32nd franchise in 2002. Next question, guys. The Detroit Lions head coach Dan Campbell played tight end in the NFL. Which NFL team drafted Dan Campbell? Was it A, the Detroit Lions? Is it B, the New York Giants? Or is it C, the New Orleans Saints? Which team drafted Dan Campbell? Yeah, Dan Campbell played in the NFL. The answer to question number 2 is Bravo. Bravo, ladies and gentlemen. Dan Campbell was selected by the New York Giants in the 3rd round of the 1999 draft. Yeah, 3rd round of the 1999 draft. In the year 2000, he started 4 games and was part of the team that appeared in that Super Bowl. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next question here. Which Houston Texans player has the highest player rating in Madden? We talked about this earlier, guys. Is it A, Nico Collins? Is it B, Derek Stingley Jr.? Or is it C, Joe Mixon? A, B, or C? Which Houston Texans player has the highest player rating on Madden? A, B, or C? Rough start back, says Helen Galloway. The answer is Derek Stingley Jr., guys. Well done, those of y'all who paid attention. Y'all got that one right. Stingley Jr. ranking 93 on Madden. Nico Collins ranking in the high 80s. Joe Mixon ranks 91. The next highest player here is Danielle Hunter with a 91 overall. Let's move on, guys. Question number 4. Which Detroit Lion player holds the franchise record for the most rushing touchdowns in one single season? Is it A, Barry Sanders? Is it B, Jamal Williams? Or is it C, Jahmyr Gibbs? A, B, or C, guys, the most rushing touchdowns in one single season. This is actually going to have to be updated here. Let's just double check here. No, that seems to be right. So Jahmyr Gibbs had 20 total touchdowns, but only 16 of them were on the ground. Jamal Williams had 17 total rushing touchdowns in one season back in 2022. So Jahmyr Gibbs had the most total touchdowns, but not the most rushing touchdowns. Next question, guys. Who was the first player selected by the Houston Texans in their inaugural rookie draft? The first player ever drafted by the Houston Texans. What was his name? It wasn't even that long ago, guys. Most of y'all were alive during this time. A, B, or C? Dominic Davis, David Carr, or Aaron Glenn? Yes, Aaron Glenn. You might remember that name. You might know that name, considering he is the head coach now of the Jets. But the answer to this question is David Carr. David Carr was the first overall selection here. Not first overall, but the first selection there by the Houston Texans back in 2002, the most sacked quarterback in NFL history. Brother of Derek Carr, mind you. Question number 6, guys. Which Detroit Lions player holds the franchise record for the most receptions in one single season? I'll read that again. Which Detroit Lions player holds the franchise record for the most receptions in one single season? Is it A, Calvin Johnson, B, Amon-Ra St. Brown, or C, Herman Moore? Hurry up. You've got about 5 seconds to plug in your answers. A, B, or C? What is the answer to this question? I know the answer. The answer is Herman Moore. Guys, I know. I tried to get y'all. Definitely blew you guys out of the water with this one. Everyone's going to say cap, but the answer is Herman Moore. 123 receptions in 1995 is still the most for one single season. Not the most in a career, not the most in a single game, but the most in a single season. All right, guys, next question. Who is the Houston Texans' all-time passing leader? Is it A, Deshaun Watson? Is it B, Matt Schaub? Or is it C, David Carr? Who is the Houston Texans' all-time passing leader? Deshaun Watson, Matt Schaub, or David Carr? A, B, or C? How you guys doing out there? The answer is Matt Schaub, guys. Matt Schaub doing a great job. Y'all, 23,221 passing yards. That is the most out of any of them. Behind him is Deshaun Watson and then David Carr with 13,000. But not even close. Matt Schaub is the guy. Matt Schaub is the guy for career passing yards. All right, guys. Who is the Detroit Lions' all-time leading scorer? Is it A, Calvin Johnson? Is it B, Barry Sanders? Or is it C, Jason Hansen? Plug in your answers now. Is it A, B, or C? Who is the all-time leader in scoring here for this Detroit Lions team? You guys are going to hate me for this one. Y'all should know this one. The trend is typically always the kickers, guys. It's always the kickers. Jason Hansen, 2,150 points in his Detroit Lions career, has the most points over Sanders, over Calvin Johnson. Just so y'all know, it's almost always the kicker on those kinds of questions. Next question, question number 9. Who holds the Texans' record for the most receiving touchdowns in one single season? Is it A, DeAndre Hopkins? Is it B, Andre Johnson? Or is it C, Brandon Cooks? A, B, or C, ladies and gentlemen. A, B, or C, who holds the Texans' record for the most receiving touchdowns in one single season? The answer is A, ladies and gentlemen. It is D-Hop, DeAndre Hopkins, 11. He's the only player, mind you, with double-digit touchdowns in a single season, y'all. DeAndre Hopkins, most receiving touchdowns in a single season here with 13. He's also got another one with 11. All right, guys, question number 10. Final question. Which Detroit Lions player literally tried to eat their way out of a marijuana possession charge? Was it A, Titus Young? Was it B, Michael LaShore? Or was it C, Terrion Arnold? One of these Detroit Lions players literally tried to eat their way out of a weed charge. Out of a weed possession charge, guys. The answer, this is a fun one. The answer is Bravo, guys. Michael LaShore. The incident occurred back in March of 2012 when LaShore was a passenger in a car. He was pulled over by Southwestern Michigan police, and the cop was saying that he was trying to eat the weed that was there. Ultimately, he pled guilty to a misdemeanor possession charge. It is what it is. All right, guys. I thought that was fun. I thought that was worth bringing up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't checked out my website just yet, there's a lot that y'all can do out there on the website, including signing up for this week's Pick'ems. Week 1 is coming up fast, guys. We've got a lot of people who have signed up for this week's Pick'ems. Let's go to footballnationusa.com. If you guys want to sign up and win $100, guys, I've been sending out emails to those of y'all who have a chance, who have signed up. Here we are, guys. Sign up for the Pick'ems, ladies and gentlemen. Sign up for the Pick'ems. It is absolutely free to play. It is free to play, and all you got to do, I'm going to turn this music down here. Here we go. It is absolutely free to play, guys, and all you got to do is guess who's going to win all these games. I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions. Halftime is just about over. We're going to speed run through these, guys. I want y'all to try to keep up with me because I'm going to run through this pretty quick. Who will win Detroit Lions versus Green Bay Packers at Green Bay? Will it be Detroit or will it be Green Bay? I'm going to put 1 minute on the clock right now. Who do you think will win that matchup? Green Bay Packers or the Detroit Lions? If I had to guess, guys, honestly, I think the Green Bay Packers might get the win at home. I think the Green Bay Packers might get the win at home. Let's move on to the next one, guys. How about the 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks? 49ers, a new addition behind Christian McCaffrey. I don't think they believe that he can stay healthy. They went and picked up Brian Robinson Jr., which if Brian Robinson, let's say Christian McCaffrey does go down, Brian Robinson, his stock will skyrocket. I know Isaac Guerrero is still back there, But I actually like the Seattle Seahawks for this matchup. So if we look at the 49ers and Seattle Seahawks, who do you think is going to win? Because my gut tells me it's going to be Seattle. I've been watching their defense play. I like this defense for the Seattle Seahawks. I think that they can win, especially with no more Brandon Ayuk catching passes, no more Deebo Samuel catching passes for the 49ers. They're still looking thin. I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks in that matchup. Now, how about we go for the battle for the bottom of the barrel here? Battle for the bottom of the barrel. We've got the Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who will win that matchup? That'll be an interesting one. Panthers and Jaguars. Look, this is going to be it for Trey Young. For Bryce Young. This is going to be it for Bryce Young. If Bryce Young does not have a good year, I think that he will get traded or he will be booted off the team for the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers going to need to hit that implode button if it doesn't work out this year with Teteroa McMillan. J.C. Horn just got paid a massive contract for the Carolina Panthers, but there is a man by the name of Brian Thomas Jr. on this team. There's also a man named Travis Hunter on this team. And, oh, yeah, a guy named Trevor Lawrence who can really sling the football. I think the Jaguars should win that one. The second half is underway of this game, guys. In the opening kickoff, the Detroit Lions will send this over to the Houston Texans. Houston will bring out the football and get that to about the 29-yard line. Let's go ahead and start the second half of this game. Let's get this thing going. Let's get it started. Ha! Let's get it started in here. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thanks for checking into the chat, guys. I see Country and Sparky and Daniel and John and Wesley and Helen and 24/7 Arizona Skies collaborating with the channel. Appreciate you guys keeping the chat flowing, y'all. Here's the snap, dropping back, surveying and surveying. Will deliver a deep shot downfield, and it looks like they've brought in Slovis to be the next quarterback for the second half of this game. Houston Texans put Slovis out there, and Slovis behind. It's technically in front of Graham Mertz. Graham Mertz did a great job in the opening half here. Let's see if Kedon Slovis can do the same. Pass incomplete on 1st and 10. Brings up a 2nd down and 10. Houston Texans with the football. They are still at the 29-yard line. Slovis takes the snap. He will hand this one off, and the back breaks through. Looks like a pickup of about 10 yards on that play. They're going to call it a gain of 9, and it looks like Jordan will pick up 9 to the, looks like the 3rd down and 1. To the tune of a 3rd down and 1. Now, this man who just carried the football, his last name is Jordan, and I have no information on him. He's not on the ESPN depth chart. He is fighting for a roster spot ahead of Dara Gunbawale. Heck, he could even be fighting right now for just a practice squad spot. It's a 3rd down and 1. Looks like they're going to talk about this right now. I think they might be questioning the spot of the football, maybe. Or are they going to do one of these stupid virtual measurements? They're saying that's good enough for a 1st down. I think they're going to change the call here. They are moving the sticks. So this should bring up a 1st and 10. I do see a 1st and 10 on my TV screen. It has not updated on the CBS Sports app, but they're calling it a 1st and 10 on the field. So 1st and 10 coming up here for the Houston Texans. 1st down, Houston. 1st and 10, 39-yard line. They did start on the 29, so that would make sense. Here's the snap, and here's the handoff, and this time Jordan picks up 9 more yards. Another 3rd down and 1, a big gain there. Wow. Back-to-back 9-yard pickups. This brings up a 2nd down and 1. Back-to-back big gains right here. Jawar Jordan. Age 26, his 1st season. He's looks like 5'10" is what it said on my TV screen. 13 minutes left to go. 13 and a half left to go. 2nd down and 1. Jawar Jordan, the single back right now, waiting for the snap. On 2nd down and 1, the Houston Texans get the carry, and Jawar Jordan will do enough to pick up the 1st down. This will bring up a 1st down here. Whoops. Moves the sticks. 1st and 10 coming up for the Houston Texans. Let's read some of these chats right now. Like the stream, guys, please, says Wesley, to support Mario. I did, says Philip. I'm in the mountains, says Philip Castro. I see you out there in the mountains. Have you guys liked the stream yet? If we got 100 people watching, we should definitely have at least 100 likes. That's my fingers. My hope is that we've got 100 likes here. 12 minutes and 50 seconds. We've got an offset I formation. Looks like the flag is coming in. This could be a false start on the offense. It will be a false start against the offense here. False start, Houston Texans. I don't know why this does that. So a false start on the Houston Texans. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. It does stop the clock. Repeat first down. It'll be a 1st and 15 now. 1st and 15 coming up for the Houston Texans. That backs them up to the 45-yard line. We are behind the sticks right here. This is what you would do if you're one of the officials. 1st and 15 from the 45. Here's the snap. Looking left, throwing left. Catch is made quickly there. A gain of about 11 yards on that play. Looks like Slovis will connect on the left-hand side with Cephas for 11 yards. This brings up a 2nd down and 4. So a 2nd down and 4 coming up. Here we go. Clock is ticking. I'm going to grab my chair once again. Come on, Lions defense. Okay, let's end this poll right now. Let's find out. Will Texans score on this drive? Yes or no? 2nd down and 4 out of the shotgun. Here's the snap and a handoff again to the running back. This time Jawhar Jordan will pick up a yard. That's on 2nd down and 4. This brings up a 3rd down and 3. So 3rd down. Allegheny to be exact. I don't know where that's at, but appreciate that. Crow Little checking in from Dallas, Texas. What up, Crow? Appreciate you, Crow. We got to go check out Taco Capital. Mark McKay saying intercept it. Intercept it, says Mark McKay. Jackal. 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 Is it a jackal? Jackal. Injury on the field, guys. Let's stop the clock. Looks like we have an injured Detroit Lion down on the field. 11 and a half left to go in the 3rd quarter. Pick'ems are done, says Helen Galloway. Ooh. Curious to see. Okay, guys, I'm actually going to talk about these pick'ems here. Take a quick look. Let me take a quick look-see. Let's take a quick look-see at the pick'ems and see what you guys think as a group here. I'm going to take a quick look and see the results of the Week 1 pick'ems. So we got 193 responses so far for the Week 1 pick'ems. Looks like 26% of you guys, I'm going to pull this graphic up over here. All right, for game number 1, guys, 73% of y'all believe that the Eagles will win game number 1. 73% to 27% for the Dallas Cowboys. Chiefs versus Chargers. Chiefs have the big inside track right there. Looks like about 69% giggity believe that the Chiefs will win this one. 31% putting their faith in the Chargers. We look at Dolphins-Colts, guys. Dolphins-Colts, 71% believe it will be the Dolphins who win. 71% going with Miami over Indianapolis. Steelers versus Jets, 74% of you guys believe that the Steelers will win this one. We look at the Arizona Cardinals here. Arizona Cardinals, 60%, 40%. Excuse me, this is Panthers-Jaguars. Panthers, 60%. Jaguars, 40%. Cardinals Saints, about the same, 61 and 39%. Cardinals have the advantage on the away side, by the way. So most of y'all think Jaguars, most of y'all think Cardinals here. What's the next one on this list? Giants Commanders. Guys, Washington Commanders, 83% favorites over the New York Giants. 83% favorites over the New York Giants. Let's see. We look out of 193 responses. Looks like 70% of you guys believe the Buccaneers will beat the Falcons. Let's look at the Bengals versus the Browns. Looks like 82% of you guys believe that the Bengals will beat the Browns. A small 18% going for Cleveland on this one. They believe that's going to be the upset of the season. We've got this one. I'm surprised this isn't closer to a 50-50 matchup. Here's the snap, a wind-up and a throw. The catch is made on a big play here on the left-hand side. Powell picks up a big 1st down. It was a 3rd down and 3 from the 43. That takes them out to the 23, a 20-yard pickup from Powell right there. Just curious, just looking at all of these guys. The closest split is Texans and Rams. Texans have a 47% to 53% right here. This is the most 50-50 split. And then that Lions-Packers game, where's that one at? Where's this Lions-Packers game? Oh, wow, 80% believe that the Lions are going to beat the Green Bay Packers. That's kind of crazy to me. Okay, guys, let's get back to the action happening right here. 1st and 10 coming up, 1st and 10 for the Houston Texans. A shot downfield, a flag from the back judge. Why the field judge didn't see that come in. I'm so sick of, like, so many flags coming in, and it wasn't even that official's call. Like, what was he looking at? Multiple officials throwing the flag. Okay, the flag did come in right there. All right, guys, so this will be an automatic 1st down here. The flag is going to be for defensive pass interference. This time it is against the Detroit Lions, and it looks like the Houston Texans are back inside the red zone, ladies and gentlemen. Texans inside the red zone. Here we go. Houston Texans inside the red zone. It's a 1st and 10 after the pass interference call. 1st and 10 coming up for Houston. They are inside the 10-yard line. It's actually a 1st and goal, so let me rephrase that. 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Here we go. Single back formation. Jordan gets the toss to the right-hand side. The blockers ahead of him doing a terrible job. This will be a loss of 6 yards. Call it a loss of 4 yards on the play. This brings up, it stays and goal right here. 2nd and goal, but it backs them up to about the 11 after a loss of 4. Houston Texans still with the football. Laney, what's up, Laney? Cheers to you. Helen saying, thanks, Robert. The total is for all the games, question mark. Yes, Helen. So it could be 500, 600 points. So whoever gets the closest without going over is going to be the one. It's going to be the Price is Right. The closest without going over, guys. Looks like a false start coming in right here. This brings up another flag. It'll repeat 2nd down and backs up the Texans even further. Another flag. I believe it should be a false start. It's kind of the obvious call right there. It is. It repeats 2nd and goal, guys, but it backs them up to the 16 now. So now it's a 2nd and goal from the 16-yard line, bro. That's a big and goal situation. What up, not JT? Welcome in, my friend. 2nd and goal with 10 minutes, 9 minutes-ish, 9.5 left to go. Let's see what happens. From the 16-yard line in the shotgun formation, we've got Keaton Slovis, who will throw to the flat. The catch is made out of the backfield, down to the 10, inside the 10, and Powell makes the grab. He's down at the 8. Another flag in this game. These officials are absolutely killing us right now. Another flag. Pass interference on the offense on that play. That'll be a 10-yard penalty on the OPI. So pass interference offensively against the Houston Texans. I mean, maybe. Still, though, that's another 10-yard penalty. Guys, it's 1st and goal from the 26-yard line now for Houston. Excuse me, 2nd and goal from the 26-yard line. Flag, 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 flag. I'm going to go grab my flag and just start throwing my flags on these officials. 9:15 left to go. We are now backed outside of the red zone. A wind-up and a throw. This pass is going to be incomplete. It brings up a 3rd down. Why wouldn't you blow the whistle, guys? That was a forward pass. Don't let anybody get hurt over being stupid. Some official has to blow the whistle. 9:08 left to go. It stops the clock. This time looks like Slovis had nowhere to go. Tried to throw it to his running back. The pass was incomplete. Okay, guys. 3rd down and goal. They've got a long way to go. Here we go. Yeah, you should have gotten an email immediately, Country Kisses. 3rd and goal coming up right here. This time from the 26-yard line. Here's the snap, looking left, looking center, winds up and throws. This puts them in better field goal range. It takes them back inside the red zone. Slovis connects with Bryant. It will be a gain of 9 yards. Nothing to sneeze at right here. But it becomes 4th down and goal, and they've got a long ways to go. I think the field goal unit will come out for the Houston Texans to make the score 19-7. A 19-7 game is only a 12-point game. Here we go. A 12-point game is a 2-possession game, and that doesn't change much here for the Houston Texans. Here's Fairbairn to kick a field goal. Looks like a 27-yarder, and the kick is up, and the kick is no good, and the Houston Texans will miss. Womp, womp. Oh, no. That's a bad field goal attempt right there, and that's got to rattle a couple people. Looks like it was actually a 36-yard field goal. Either way, from the 27 that backs no, it's 36-yard field goal. 36-yard field goal, no good. It missed. Let me stop the clock. We've got 8:22 left to go. That changes possession here. It is a turnover on downs, guys. So a turnover on downs, and the Detroit Lions will get the football back just like that. Come on, Lions, says Lucinda. This remains a 9-point game, guys. It's still a 2-possession game, so nothing has really changed. The field goal wouldn't have made it any different here, but the beauty of this is that the Lions can still come back to win with a touchdown and a field goal. If they get the touchdown and the field goal now, they would be ahead. Okay. Let them boys play, says Wesley. Helen checks into the conversation. She says, hello, Lucinda Maneri. I left on my high note off that Super Bowl win. Let's go. Did you miss the entire basketball season, Helen? Helen, we had a killer basketball season. We literally had a live stream that had 500,000 views. I think we had like 10,000 or 12,000 people watching for the basketball season. It was pretty wild. 9 points and the Lions need to score, says John Jackson. So let's go ahead. Looks like 62% of you guys were wrong on the poll right here. Let's start a new one. Will the Lions score on this drive? Will the Lions score on this drive? Sí or no? My Sixers suck, says Helen. Helen says, my Sixers suck. Yeah, the 76ers struggling a little bit there, that's for sure. NBA playoffs were great, says David Baco. Weren't they, though, David? The NBA playoffs were right where we like to be. Now, on average, during the football season, this channel typically has, I don't know, between 1,000 and 2,000 people watching. That's kind of like our baseline for regular season. For preseason, we've been about a 10th of that, but that I'm not surprised by that, honestly, guys. We've been about a 10th of that. We've gotten as high as like 700 people watching on the Dallas Cowboys game for the opener, the preseason opener. Excited to see the Dallas Cowboys actual opener here this Thursday. Let's go. I'm doing basketball now, Helen. I'll probably be doing baseball this postseason as well once the baseball playoffs start in October. Let's effing go, says Mark McKay. Here we go, 1st and 10. We've got a single back formation. This time the Detroit Lions with the football at the 26-yard line. Here comes a flag in the backfield, a wind up and a throw, a big catch made upfield. Looks like, is that Tesla who makes the grab? Either way, y'all, there's a flag. Let's find out what it is. I believe it's going to be a holding on the offense if I had to guess. Yup, I'm watching the hand signal, holding offense, Detroit Lions. That'll be another penalty, another flag, and these officials are just making it rain flags right now. This is insanity, y'all. This really is insanity with the flags. It's the final preseason game. These officials going to try to call absolutely everything at this point. Repeat 1st down after the 10-yard penalty. 1st and 20 coming up here for the Detroit Lions. 1st and 20. The Lions have 6. The Lions have 7. The Texans have 16. We are on the 16-yard line. Here's the snap and a handoff to their running back. Looks like Sailors will pick up just 1 yard on that play. It brings up a 2nd down and 19. 2nd down and 19. Whose house? Mario's house, says Wesley. What up, Wesley? I know you're a Rams fan, but I do appreciate you being here, brother. Thank you, thank you. Whoever watches basketball, can you tell me how my St. Louis how my St. Louis Cardinals are doing? I don't know, to be honest. They're not doing well. They're not doing well. They're probably not going to make the playoffs this year. We got a 2nd down and 19 with 7 minutes and 22 seconds left to go. Here's the snap. There is the handoff. Looks like this time it will work out, and it looks like Sailors picks up some yardage. He takes a hit at the end of that, a little slow to get up. Basically ran into a brick wall right there. Call that a gain of 6 here, and this brings up a 3rd down and 13. So we got a 3rd down and long. Pass on first for a change, says Mark McKay. Well, they're down here, and there's still plenty of time. We just crossed the midway of the 3rd. Philip Castro saying, Mario, I just subscribed. Good live chat and calling the game. Thank you, Philip. Appreciate you, Mr. Philip Castillo. Shotgun formation. Here's the snap, and Hooker in the pocket. He's in trouble. He will toss this one forward. That was a little Patrick Mahomes kind of shove pass right here. Not an overhead throw, a chest pass right there. Another play to Sailors. Sailors will pick up another 6 yards. It is not enough to move the sticks. 4th down and 7 here. So a 4th and long. The Detroit Lions on their own 29-yard line. They are struggling to move the football on offense. Honestly, the way it looks, Hendon Hooker maybe the backup to the backup at this point. Now, Hendon Hooker hasn't really had a whole lot of throwing opportunities. He's only got a chance to throw the football 3 times. Looks like Kyle Allen only threw the football 5 times, but he did complete all 5 of his passes, so there is a difference in that. Here's the punt from the Detroit Lions. They send this out here to the Houston Texans. The 15, the 20. He goes down there at the 20-yard line. Reset at the 20. Stop the clock here. Change of possession. 5:49 left to go, and the Houston Texans get the football back. All right, I have missed the chat. It's the best on YouTube. Helen, it's going to get better. It's only going to get better. 156 for my Pick'em tiebreaker was what I was thinking. Let's break it down, Living Like Larry. You think 156 points for your Pick'em's tiebreaker. Right now in this game, remember there are 16 games happening in week 1. Right now in this one, we've got about, 31 points? So let's just take 31 right here times 16. I think you're a little short on the 156 points, Living Like Larry. Does that make sense? Like, the total score for this game is 31 points right now. And if all 16 games ended at 31 points as the total, 31 times 16, you'd be looking at closer to like 450. You'd be closer to like 450 or something like that. Helen says, I agree at David Bacco. Says my total was 558. That sounds about right when you look at the over-unders for some of these. I think my Pick'em's tiebreaker was a little low. I said 220 ? Says David Bacco. Average is about 40 to 50 points per game, 40 to 45 points per game. That's kind of how I do it, Helen. I kind of go with that low range at like 35 and the high range of 45. But then again, you never know when you're going to get 70 points scored, 70 to 20, and you're the Miami Dolphins just absolutely stomping on the necks of the Denver Broncos. So anything is possible. I'm a mod, but where's the chat? Says Helen Galloway. What do you mean? What you talking about? 400, says Mark McKay. When I looked at my picks, some I guessed, I don't know. So you'd win, says Country Kisses. Wait, I think it's 23, but I don't know for a large. Oh, yeah, I can't math. I said 31. It is 23, but the game's not over, Wesley, and you know what I'm trying to say. Wesley, thanks, bro. Bro, my math is so bad. Wesley just absolutely was like, dude, bro, can you math or what? What is numbers? What are numbers? Okay. Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Houston Texans from the 20-yard line. A wind up and a throw to the left-hand side. The catch is made after a pickup of 7. The hit laid out there. Lacey picks up 7 yards. That becomes a 2nd down and 3. Football to the 27-yard line. 2nd down, Houston Texans. Let's start the clock once again. 5:45 left to go. It's Flag Day in Detroit, says Living Like Larry. It sure is, bro. It sure is. Thanks, Wesley. I appreciate it, dude. He says, I got you, Mario. Thank you, my friend. Camera's over on Will Anderson Jr., the first-round pick a couple years ago when C.J. Stroud was picked up, and so was Will Anderson Jr. 2nd down and 3 coming up right now for the Houston Texans. There's the look, there's the snap, there's the throw, there's the catch. Should have just stayed on your feet, but Powell lost his balance. Looks like they're going to be generous here and give him a gain of 3 or a gain of 2 right now. 2nd down and 1 coming up. The clock is still ticking. Football to the Houston 29. Martin saying, I got the same exact football that you're holding right here. This one? I got another one lying around somewhere. I got a glow-in-the-dark football up here. I've got my ESPN football up here. I like the ESPN football. It looks better on camera, but this one just feels right. So I actually see the football closer to the 28 than I see it at the 29. Here's the snap, the wind up, and the throw on a slant route. It's good. The slant route will break forward all the way down to about the 47-yard line, shy of midfield. A big gain. Slovis to Cephas, 18 yards. 1st down, Houston Texans. The Texans will pick up a big 1st down there. 1st and 10. The clock will continue ticking. This one stays inbounds. I have to find my old Facebook login to see everybody, says Helen. Here we go, y'all. Okay, here's the snap on 1st and 10. This takes us across midfield, keeps the legs churning, and he backpedals this time. Jordan backpedaling all the way for a gain of 7. This will bring up a 2nd down and 3. So it's 2nd down and 3 coming up with less than 4 minutes left to go here. 2nd down and 3 with less than 4 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter coming in hot. And I've got another game at 6, guys. I got another game at 6 o'clock. The game starts at 6:30, so keep that in mind. Where's the Nerf football? Does anyone remember that commercial? Oh, I used to love those whistle footballs. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. Looks like 1-yard gain on 2nd down and 3. Makes it a 3rd down and 2. 3rd down. My favorite channel is Sports Football Nation. Let's go. And Philip Castillo, the JCW Show. I think I remember that one. Appreciate you, Philip Castillo. Cheers to you, my friend. Where are the Lions? Not here today. Looks like the Lions sleep tonight. Ooh, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Ooh, all right, guys, 3rd down and 2. I wanted to go grab my other footballs that I've just got handed out over here. Here we go, guys. Here's the snap. Winds up and throws. Wall getting hit on that one. That is good for a 1st down as Lacey gets the catch right there. That's good for a 1st down. Houston Texans move the chains again. This is just a heck of a game. All right, so we've got our glow-in-the-dark football, which actually does glow in the dark. It's a pretty cool one. You can throw this around at night. Love that. Always have a different football. And then my favorite, I don't know why I really like this ESPN football. I think it's because it's got the trackers on here. It's easier to spot in the sky when it's flying your way. Here's the throw. Here's the grab. This will be a gain of about 7 on that play. It brings up a 2nd down and 3. Gain of 7, 2nd down and 3 as that football comes right out of the hand of Slovis and into the hands of Johnson. Giggity. Here we go. Now something, I have a good time in Europe. Have a good time in Europe. Are you in Europe, Helen? Let's go. Okay. 90 seconds left to go. We've got a single back out here. Here is the snap. Jordan gets the carry. Jordan up the gut on 2nd down and 3. Looks like those 9-yard chunk plays have come to a stop here. It's a 2-yard pickup on 2nd down and 3, making it a 3rd down and 1. And the end of the quarter approaching here quickly. Will the Houston Texans score a touchdown on this drive? Let's go ahead and end this one, guys. The Detroit Lions have been struggling a little bit. Detroit Lions have been struggling a little bit. Who are you guys rooting for? Lions? Texans. Here we go. 45 seconds left to go here in this quarter. The snap and a handoff. This will be fighting for that first down. I don't know if he gets it. He gets backed up and brought down by 3 different Lions. Let's see where the officials mark this football. This could be enough for a first down. It was a 3rd down and 1. I think he might have gotten it. Yeah, I think he got it for sure. Watching the replay here. I think we got it for sure watching the replay. 1st and 10. Are they going to do a virtual? They're going to do a virtual measurement. They're going to do a virtual measurement. More than likely, it's probably going to be a 1st and 10. Let me stop the clock. No need to stop the clock. No, they're calling it. That's just the end of the quarter, and they're switching sides now, guys. 4th quarter coming up right now. Here we go. So that's the end of the quarter. It's going to be a first down for the Houston Texans. Texans now up to the Detroit 25, and we go to a commercial break. Commercial break. Okay, I was for the Lions. Kind of want to switch, says Country Kisses. Ooh, with that smirk, she says, I see you, Country. Take a quick look over here, guys. Okay, so I'm not one of those channels who's going to shout out and say, hey, if you guys leave me money, I'll do something gross. Y'all know which channel I'm talking about. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, leave me money and I'll take a shot of Tabasco or anything like that. I'm just going to say that we are still growing on this channel, and if I've had your attention for 10, 15, 20 minutes today, guys, if I've kept your attention throughout the drive, maybe you guys like the personality, maybe you're digging the chat, maybe you're on the sidelines still deciding whether or not you want to jump in on this channel, consider smashing that subscribe button. It really does help this channel grow. I'm going to take a quick peek and see how we're doing on the subscriber count today. Looks like 37. We are close to getting to 37.1 for this live stream. We need 6 more subscribers if you guys are out there. 6 more subscribers will get us to our goal of 37.1, and I am hoping that for this Buffalo Bills game today we can get to 37.2, although it is a preseason game, so you never know. I'll do something gross. That's a cool slogan, says Country Kisses. How about almost 3 hours, says Wesley. Cheers to you, Wesley. Appreciate that, bro. 37.094 channel is growing. Slowly growing. Hit that like button if you are watching still. So, yeah, let's say you guys have commitment issues and you don't want to subscribe to a channel because you don't want to change up your finely groomed algorithm. I get that. Right? You've already got the channels that you want YouTube to show you content for, and you don't want a new channel where you don't know if I'm actually the right guy or not. Smash the like button, guys. Just start with that, and if we can continue to go in the right direction, the more likes we get on this video, the more other people are going to join, the more people in the chat area, the more laughs that we all have, the more yucks, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Just like that, we are 1 person away from getting to 37.1. Daniela, thank you so much. Appreciate you. And to everyone else, looks like Kronos out here as well. Cheers to you, Kronos. Rock and roll, guys. Okay, 4th quarter about to get started. Fingers crossed that we will be where we need to be. The Omen 9902 saying, go Texans. I see you, Omen. Thank you, Helen Galloway, gifting out 5 Football Nation memberships. Cheers to you, Helen. Thank you very much. 1st and 10 coming up here for the Houston Texans. Here's the snap out of the shotgun, dropping back, a pump fake. Looks, winds up, throws, bobbles the pass. It's intercepted. The Detroit Lions intercept the football on the tip drill here, and this should be Lions football. Let's go. The Detroit Lions, the pass intended for Cephas. And that was just a bobbled play. He tried to run before he made the catch. He was on the move. He could not hang on to it. Daniela Golfin Danny, I see you out there with the football. Cheers to you, Daniela. Thanks for checking in. Okay, guys. So we are live here in San Antonio, Texas. The Detroit Lions just intercepted the football here. And so the Lions, They were backed up into their own red zone, guys. They will take over at the 11-yard line, and the Lions have an actual chance here to try and get back into this one. Here we go. Dan Hodge just subscribed. What up, Dan? Appreciate you, my friend. All right, guys. 14:53. Here's the snap, dropping back, looking right, throwing right. It's thrown right back. The Houston Texans intercept, coming back the other way, and they get this right back to where they started at the 11, at the 10. That is ridiculous. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hendon Hooker, bro, you might have just lost your spot to be the number 2 guy. Hendon Hooker, ooh, that is ugly, bro. Hendon Hooker throws an interception there. He is 2 for 4 today for just 20 yards. 2 for 4 today for just 20 yards, and he just threw the football right back into the hands of the Houston Texans, just like that. Houston gets the football back. You think I'm joking, but I'm not. Ridiculous. Back to them Lions of lore of yore. Good to see you too, Todd C. What's going on, Todd? Welcome back, my friend. Cheers to you, Todd. Fired Up Gaming saying, laugh my ass off. Oof. Oof. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Let's take a look at the let's take a look at the Houston Texans. Hendon Hooker, definitely not the guy right now. Reminds me of Joe Milton. Joe Milton had a pretty solid outing. He needed a solid outing because everyone was starting to doubt him. Anyways, the Houston Texans in Week 1 will be going up against the LA Rams. In Week 2, they've got the Buccaneers on their slate. This is Monday night primetime football, guys. Buccaneers at Houston. I've got a lot of faith in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Low-key, guys, they are straight up my dark horse to win the entire thing this year. Yes, with Baker flippin' Mayfield out there. And also the Green Bay Packers are my second, I think, dark horse to get there this season. But anyways, we've got that matchup in Week 2. In Week 3, the Houston Texans will take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, the new and improved Jacksonville Jaguars. I put that in quotations. Week 4, we've got a Sunday matchup against the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. And then in Week 5, it gets serious again with the Texans at Baltimore. That could be a tough matchup. The Omen saying, I love my Texans. Let's go. Daniela saying, hello, everyone. Found you today because I wanted to hear the Texans game. I'm a Texans hometown fan. Rock and roll, Daniela. I'm about that. Let's go. Hometown, Houston is right up the street. My wife and I have been to Houston a few times. We went to go watch the Zac Brown Band, which I love the Zac Brown Band. But we got to see him at NRG Stadium for the rodeo. Bro, you know, the Texas Stock Show, the Houston Stock Show and Rodeo, no offense to my hometown San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, but the Houston Stock Show and Rodeo, and I'm not even like a rodeo kind of guy, that was pretty impressive. Like, thoroughly impressed by how big NRG Stadium was, the vibe and the energy of that Houston Rodeo. I still got one of my favorite shirts ever from that rodeo. But shout out to you, Daniela. Welcome to Football Nation. Shout out to Ned Kent checking in right now saying the Lions stink. 10-8 if they're lucky. Woo. Shots fired. Peekaboo Vibes. Hello from Missouri. What up, Peekaboo? Welcome to the chat, Peekaboo Vibes. Cheers to you, my friend. Fired Up Gaming saying it was complete, just not to the right team, so I'll say he's 3 out of 4 today, says Fired Up Gaming. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, so the Houston Texans got the football back just like that. We are inside the red zone. Let's go ahead and get the red zone music fired up because this is where we're at. Houston Texans 1st and 10. Excuse me, they got passed out. Looks like penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct after the interception will actually back them up, guys. So we are not in the red zone yet. From the 28-yard line on 1st and 10, the catch is made at the 12-yard line. Looks like we are in the red zone after all. Catch made by Cephas, the man who forced the interception earlier, who created the interception opportunity earlier for the Detroit Lions. So Cephas makes a grab for 16 yards. He is down at the 12-yard line. Looks like he's grabbing that ankle. I hope Cephas is okay. Looks like his legs are buckling a little bit. Cephas going to go to the medical tent right now. His leg's not looking great underneath him. Either way, Houston Texans are inside the 12-yard line in a shotgun formation. Waiting for the snap right now. Here it is. Slovis will hand this one off, and bouncing off of the scrum, gets around the corner, down to the 5, reaches for the end zone. Looks like he goes down shy at about the 1-yard line. So down at the 1-yard line, it becomes a 1st and goal at the 1. 1st and goal at the 1, ladies and gentlemen. I see y'all out there in that chat area. Philip Castillo, the Omen 9902, living like Larry, saying, what, no flag? I know, right? What happened? What happened, refs? Who even are you guys anymore? I got to fix my clock. I'm about a minute off right now, guys. 13 minutes and 40 seconds here to go. We've got an I formation waiting for the snap. There it is. Another handoff will go backwards this time. Looks like Jordan gets around the left tackle but loses 2 yards on the deal. It brings up a 2nd and goal, backs them up to about the 3-yard line after the 2-yard loss. I would say that would be a 1-yard loss, not a 2-yard loss. Don't like where the officials are going to mark it. When you want a flag, says Helen Galloway. That's what always happens. Thank you, Val. Says, hope everyone is having a good weekend. Mario, as always, thank you for giving 100 and making the games better. I got you, Val. Cheers to you. Fist bumps. Appreciate you. All right, 16-7. Houston Texans on the play, wheeling out to the right, shooting to the back of the end zone. The catch is made. Touchdown, Houston Texans. And the Houston Texans put 6 more on the board right here. Slovis, a 3-yard touchdown play to Jackson on the right side of the end zone. A little bootleg right there. Had to elevate forward. He reached. He made the catch. Touchdown, Houston Texans. So the Texans get the play. Here comes the extra point attempt and a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night. A pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio. Here we go, guys. Here's the kick. The extra point attempt is up, and it's good. It's funny how it's the little things in life that mean the most. Not where you live or what you drive or the price tag on your clothes. There's no dollar sign on a piece of mind. This I've come to know. So if you agree, have a drink with me, raise your glasses for a toast to a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night and a pair of jeans that fit just right. Hey, Mario, it's almost 31, says Wesley. All right, Wesley, it's 29. A safety would make it 31. A safety would make it 31 at this point. The Detroit Lions going to get the football back. Let's go ahead and reset some of these numbers here. We've got no more at the and goal situation. Possession will switch over to the Detroit Lions, excuse me. I'm going to scroll down a little bit, guys, so y'all can see the fantasy scores here. For those of you guys who are doing fantasy football this season, I know for a fact that we got a lot of new channel members who are doing fantasy football for the first time. Take a look at where it says rushing here, guys. The last column is fantasy points. You can see how these players are doing fantasy-wise. So not just your players, but all the players on the team, both sides. So if we look at the top player, Cephas, with 1 receiving touchdown. By the way, this is how it works in a full-point PPR format. He's got 6 targets. That doesn't count for anything, but he has 4 receptions. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 points right there. Plus 51 yards, that's an additional 5 points. You had 4 and 5, you've got 9 total points. A receiving touchdown in that 4th column here means 6 more points for a touchdown, and that's how you end up with the number 15. 4 receptions, 50 yards, that's 9, plus 6 points for the touchdown, that's 16. All of this is true going down this way. Listen to Shabuzi, says Philip Castillo. Hoping to win some moolah, says Helen. Moolah's always good. Moolah is always good, Helen. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. Cheers to all of you beautiful folks watching this live stream with me. And shout out once again to all of our channel members. Thank you guys for keeping the channel alive. We're looking to pick up more channel members this year. Right now, I'd like to get 1 full page loaded of just championship channel members right now. But I do want to say thank you guys to all of y'all who are channel members for sure. Y'all know who you are. I won't leave this up for too long. Another shout out to all of y'all on this list here as well. Y'all should be able to see your names out here if you've been supporting for a while. Helen, your name is right here next to my beautiful wife out there as well. Here's the kickoff, guys. The Detroit Lions will bring this one out to the 20, the 25, down shy of the 30. Shout out to all of the channel donors here as well. Thank you guys for your support throughout this month of August. Your support throughout this month of August will keep the lights on for one more month. I will take that. Every donation counts. Plus, the big giant play button in the sky does take their own chunk of that as well. So whatever numbers you see here, that big giant red play button in the sky changes a lot of that. Okay, let's get back to the action. Scroll up just a hair. Detroit Lions going to start this drive, a 1st and 10 here from the 28-yard line. They will hand this one off, and it looks like Jackson will gain nothing on that play. It brings up a 2nd down. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Hakuna Matata, Wesley. Channel members will be getting some additional rewards this season, guys. Last year we did minor rewards. This year we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to have the channel members coming on for our weekly pick'ems. It's going to be channel members only, and it's going to be members only live streams. I'm planning to do at least one live stream every week additionally for channel members, but I'd like to do 2 every week for channel members only. Maybe some additional perks. Here's a big run right now, and it looks like we are going to see Hendon Hooker scramble for 25 yards on 2nd down and 10. Hendon Hooker with a big gain here. Let's start this clock. Brings up a 1st down, a 25-yard pickup, 1st down, Detroit Lions. That will move them from the 28 out to the Houston 47. Well, a 25-yard scramble, that's pretty solid for sure. Okay, 1st and 10 from the 47 across midfield, a shotgun formation. 1 receiver left, 1 receiver right. Hendon Hooker takes the snap. He looks right, doesn't like it, goes through progressions. Will wind up and throw. That football hit the deck. That should be an incomplete pass. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Should bring up a 2nd down and 10. Keeps the clock, actually stops the clock with 11:23. Okay, 11:23 left to go. I'm making sure that the clock and the time is set up correctly. Nick. Nickelodeon, 2nd down and 10. Here's the snap. There's the handoff to the left-hand side. And on 2nd and 10, it'll be a pickup of about 3. So a 3rd down and 7 coming up. Gets the clock ticking again. Detroit Lions, man, they struggled this preseason. The Detroit Lions struggled this preseason. Yikes. Well, it is what it is. Detroit Lions struggled a lot this preseason. They only won 1 of their previous 3 preseason games. I mean, this one's not over, but they could finish the preseason 1-3, which is likely what's going to happen here. 3rd down and 7. Hendon Hooker drops back on this one. The blitz coming in. He steps up through the pocket, almost puts that into the hands of the Houston Texans. That one goes off the dirt. And this will bring up a 4th down and 7. That pass incomplete. Let me stop the clock. Let me stop the clock here as well. Okay. Let's see, how about an encore, Mario? You will get an encore today, Wesley. You will get an encore today because I have not 1, but 2 live streams today. Wes, we got 2 live streams today, bro. We got another one coming up with the Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills. That'll be coming up in about 3 hours here. 10 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this 4th quarter. Here's the snap, and on 4th down and 7, they are going for it. They know they need it. They throw the football. It's incomplete, and that will be a turnover on downs. So the Houston Texans will get the football back. The Houston Texans doing a fantastic job here. Texans get the ball back now at the 44-yard line. They're in pretty good field position here as well. I expect Houston to turn around and hand the football over 100 times at this point since they're up by, what, 22-7? Someone math me here, 15 points. It's a 2-possession game. A 3-possession game would feel better. 2-possession game, that's definitely still doable. 2 streams today, David Bacco. I'm ready to see Mike White get obliterated again, says Wesley. I need a nap in between games, says Country. Honestly, Country, me too. I need something to eat in between games. Gonna have to fuel myself for these 2 games. It's gonna be a long day. Guys, it's gonna be a long football season. I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm gonna work harder this football season, I think, than I've ever had in any job that I've ever had, because it's not just football anymore. We're going to be doing football. We're going to be doing baseball. We're going to be doing basketball. I've had people reach out and say, you got to do hockey this postseason, got to do postseason hockey. So I got to brush up on my hockey knowledge. There is a ton of stuff that I'm going to need to cover and a lot of new skills that I'm going to be developing. Philip saying, I haven't watched TV in 15 years, no sports, but I want Houston's team to succeed. Look, man, I was torn. Because y'all know me, I always, for most of the time, during Dallas Cowboys games, I like to wear my Dallas Cowboys jerseys. But, you know, I did have the option today to wear one of my other jerseys. I did have the option to wear, you know, my Lions St. Brown jersey, and I could have worn, you know, maybe my C.J. Stroud jersey or whatever, but I chose to dress the normal way. I do have a special place in my heart for the Houston squad because, as a lot of you guys know, I wrote to all 32 NFL teams, and only one of them responded to me, and it was the Houston Texans, so shout out to the Houston Texans. Philip, did that include the old Oilers, and if so, who's your favorite player from those old Oilers? Okay, so rather watch hockey than basketball, says Country Kisses. Really? Really? You'd rather watch hockey than basketball? It's surprising. That is genuinely surprising. Let me take a quick look here, see. All right, guys, we got about 100 and some change watching this live stream. Thank you guys for sticking around with me. Thank you guys for having some fun with me today. Looks like we're going to have a small stream for sure. You didn't even wear your jersey yesterday. No, but I wore the chain, Mark. I wore the chain. And only because you guys peer pressured me into it. Otherwise, we're going to stick with the logo. You can see the logo there. It's the guy in the tie, not the guy in the jersey. 2nd down and 1 coming up right now after a big gain. Excuse me, looks like is that a 2nd down and 1? It's going to be enough for a pickup here. We got, what did I just watch? What am I seeing? My TV screen says 2nd down and 1. Now it says 1st and 10. Let me reset and get myself reacclimated instead of walking around off camera. Daniela saying, Danny saying, I remember meeting Warren Moon back in the day. I don't know why the Rams didn't respond, says Wesley. I'm disappointed. They probably did respond, but not with what I was looking for. I was just reaching out asking for, you know, any kind of donation they'd like to make to the channel. The only one that gave me anything was the Houston Texans. Everyone else said, hey, yeah, you can go check out our pro shop. That's basically all they said. 2nd down coming up, guys. That run to the right-hand side for Brooks is going to be a pickup of 5 yards. The Houston Texans are now at a 2nd down and 5 at the Detroit Lions 39-yard line. 2nd down and 5, Houston Texans inside of the 40. Houston Texans inside of Detroit Lions territory. Houston Texans inside of Detroit Lions territory. Can the Texans hold off the Detroit Lions? It's looking like the answer is going to be a resounding yes, but with 8 minutes and 47 seconds left to go, there's still plenty of time for a turnaround here. The snap and the handoff, this time going backwards. No gain for Brooks. Brings up a 3rd down and 5, and this still remains a 2-possession game. A big bag here could push them outside of field goal range, and we know Fairbairn struggled in this game. Can the Lions get a sack on this play and push the Texans outside of field goal range? If they can, the Houstons might still be able to come back and win. Here we go, Mr. Edits. I see you, Mr. Edits guy, saying I'm back. What up, Mr. Edits? Welcome back. 8 minutes left to go. Shotgun formation motion on the field. Here is the snap. There is the handoff running back up the middle. They just leave the door wide open. 12-yard pickup for Brooks. First down, Houston Texans. That moves the football to the 27, and more importantly, keeps the clock ticking here. Keeps the clock ticking here, and that's what the Houston Texans want to do. They want to take off as much time as possible before giving the football back to the Detroit Lions. Let's see what happens. Living Like Larry saying, how about Son Skrillex? Sonny Moore, Skrillex, bro? Don't even get me started with Skrillex. Here's the snap, dropping back, a windup and a throw, incomplete pass with 7:22 left to go. Guys, I am an emo kid, non-conforming as can be. And if you guys did not know this, Skrillex used to be in a band. Yes, Skrillex. The drop the bass. Skrillex used to be in an emo band called From First to Last. And, man, I remember riding the school bus like freshman year in high school and just in my headphones just blaring From First to Last, Sonny Moore, Skrillex. Living Like Larry. Nice name drop, bro. 7:22 left to go. Shotgun formation on 2nd down and 10. Houston Texans with the football. They will hand this off to their running back. It keeps the clock ticking here. And this will bring up a 3rd down. It'll be a loss of a couple of yards. 3rd down and 13 now coming up. And the Texans just looking to milk the clock here. Let's see. Daniela, Danny says, I also met Ray Childress. I worked at one of his car dealerships. He was a nice guy. He was nice to me, says Daniela. Wesley saying, I forgot about Kaimi. Yeah, don't forget about Kaimi. He's out there. We got a 3rd down and 13. The score looks like it's 23-21. I must have subtracted a point. There's a shot to the end zone. That pass is incomplete. The score is 23-7, guys. It's a 30. I forgot to add the extra point attempt is what happened. Forgot to add that extra point attempt is what happened. Is it 23? I'm pretty sure the Houston Texans missed an extra point attempt. I don't know. Am I tripping? I'm pretty sure they missed an extra point attempt. Anyways, here comes the extra point attempt here. The field goal. Looks like on 4th down and 13, the field goal unit will come out and finish the job. It will be a successful kick here for the Houston Texans. Looks like it was a 48-yarder. 48-yard field goal is successful for Houston. They did bring out the leg, and the leg put it through. The score is 26. Okay, 26-7. I'm over here just sitting with my mouth open, just gawking at the screen. Okay, 26-7. I don't know. I feel like my scoreboard was right, and I looked up, and all of a sudden it was 23-20. Whatever, that's fine. 26-7 is the score. Skrillex was a UW Husky. Did not know that. After the Bears game, I don't know, says Mark McKay. Val saying hit that like button. Appreciate you, Val. Let's see. At Daniela, Childress was an Aggie. David, yeah, that's why I mentioned him. Well, I was just reading some comments. No, I'm thinking of naming one of my fantasy names. No soup or bowl for you. I mean, I feel like there's a play for bowling for soup right there. Bowl, soup, super, bowl. I don't know. Bowling for soup is a fun one. Texans missed a field goal attempt, not an extra point. Are you sure they didn't miss both? Let's take a quick look at the stats here, Daniela. Let's take a look at special teams for Houston. Kicking, field goal, 2 out of 3. Extra points, he's 2 for 2. So I stand corrected. You are correct right here. It was a missed field goal. Kaimi Fairbairn, 2 of 3. Today, 53-yarder was the long. He had 2 extra point attempts on 2 touchdowns today. He did knock them both down. He has 8 fantasy points for those of y'all keeping up with the kickers out here. That's special teams for the Houston Texans. Special teams, Houston Texans. You can see that right there. Let's take a look at the special team here for the Detroit Lions. Not much to get excited about. Bates missed. Didn't even get to kick. He's got 1 extra point. here, and that's it. Just 1 point there for your special teams kicker. If we look at the defenses, now this is for independent defensive players. We don't do this in our fantasy football league, but I am in a dynasty league where I have multiple defensive players. Is that Lorenzo Fatukasi out there? He was playing in this one. I didn't even realize that. 3 tackles. Anybody got bags? Bags, looking for bags. Mills got a bag today on the sack. And if we look at the Detroit Lions, we got a sack here for Russell. That's it, man. Both teams looking terrible defensively. Let's go to the offense. Let's go to both sides on the offense because that's what most people care about. We'll leave the offense up. Thank you, Daniela, for getting us corrected and keeping this ship heading in the right way. Texans did score on that drive. They scored off of a field goal. We just got the kickoff here. It's now Detroit Lions football, and the Lions will start this drive, ladies and gentlemen. Lions will start this drive here at the Detroit 35. They're showing the schedule right now for the Houston Texans. They do have a Week 6 bye, so just keep that one in mind. Here we go. The score is 26-7, a shotgun formation. With 6 minutes and 35 seconds left to go, a 1st and 10 coming up right here, right now. Here's the snap, looking right, winding up and throwing right. The catch is made. This is going to be a good one to Bell. Bell gets across midfield, an 18-yard pickup here. Fresh new set of downs. 1st down, Detroit Lions. It is garbage time, but they're going to keep the clock ticking now. Maria La Chica, what's going on? Thanks for checking in, Maria. Maria La Chica saying, hello, Mario. Sorry I'm late. My mom is a Texans fan, and I bet she's smiling big right now. Love it. Here we go. 1st and 10, shotgun formation, trips left, 1 to the right. Gonna look to the right, check it down to the back. The catch is made, and this will be another big chunk play. Call it a gain of 16 here for Jackson. That's good for a 1st down, Detroit Lions. Shoe comes off, 1st down, Detroit. What's wrong with the Lions today? I mean, the Lions are playing with their backup players, and this just goes to show you. This literally just goes, it makes me laugh because everyone is getting all gassed up and hyped up about the New York Giants having won all 3 of their preseason games, but all that means is that your backups are better than their backups. Are your starters that good? There is a quick tackle there, and Mullet basically eats Hooker alive right now. Mullet with a bag on the play. Let's stop the clock. There is a flag. Let's find out what this is. It was a 1st and 10. It's going to be a penalty against. It's a penalty on an illegal formation against the Detroit Lions. That will be declined, guys. The Detroit Lions on offense right now, they commit the illegal formation, but there was a sack there from Mullet, dropping Hooker for a loss of 9 yards. Good call to decline it here. It then becomes a 2nd down and 19. So 2nd down and 19, here is Hooker. He takes it, he throws it, a wide receiver screen. Looks like it will pick up about 7 yards on that play on the left side of the field. Keeps the clock ticking. This will bring up a 3rd down and 12. Football out to the Houston 31. So the Detroit Lions in Houston Texans territory. But can they finish this drive with a touchdown? They need it. They're down by 19 at this point. Here we go. Fresh as I'm is. What up, Fresh? Thanks for checking in, homie. Welcome back. Fresh saying, yo, Mario, checking in. What up, Fresh? Cheers to you, bro. Here's a fist bump for you, brother. Let's go. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Hendon Hooker will wind up and throw, checking it down again. Just moving the sticks. Not moving the sticks, excuse me. Not enough to move the sticks. That is Sailor on the grab. It brings up a 4th down, a pickup of about, call it 7. Brings up a 4th down and 5. So the clock is ticking. This takes us to about the 4-minute mark. Thank you, Philip Castillo. Appreciate you, my friend. We'll have many more where this one comes from. Many more where this one came from. If we look at these teams overall, guys, I mean, it's pretty much the Houston Texans show. Take a look at this, 26-7, 379 yards. They're going for it on 4th down and 5, and this will be a tackle for a loss. Call it a sack, and Hendon Hooker gets dropped again on 4th down. Change of possession with 3:48. Oh, man, this just did not work. Don't know why he was trying to scramble. But the Houston Texans should ride this W all the way to the finish line here. 3 minutes and 48 seconds. I expect them to just turn around and hand the football over, man. That's all I expect at this point. Fresh as I'm is. Thanks for checking in, dude. Let's take a quick look at the sub count one more time. Did we get there? We got there. We picked up just a handful more subscribers. That helps. I will take any little additional support we can get. Looks like the football goes over to the Houston Texans. Texans get the football back, like I said, at the 42-yard line. I'm going to turn that off for now. Here we go. So there's the opening play. There's the handoff to the running back. This will be an 11-yard pickup here for Jordan. Jordan picks up a first down. No need to change anything. Keeps the clock ticking. They're going to take all 40 seconds here, and this will take us inside of the 3-minute mark. This should take us inside the 3-minute mark. Galloway, clubs are good. Reg saying, what a tumbler in Dublin. Ames win 24-21. Call made down at the 1-yard line. 2.26 remaining on 4th and 3. Yikes, says Reg. All right, guys, single back formation. Jordan is the single back in right here. The snap and the handoff to him. Jordan keeps it on the ground. Jordan will push forward. Picks up about, 2 or 3 yards on that play. This will bring up a second down. So a second down and 7. The clock will continue to tick. Houston Texans gonna win this one. Definitely a win for them for sure. Don't look now, it's over, says Mark McKay. What's up, Reg? Thanks for checking in. What do I think of college football's current situation? What do you mean? What situation, Wesley? What situation for college football that I'm not made aware of? Maybe you can make me aware. I will cover college football games, but only the big bowl games. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. Trucking his way forward on 2nd down and 7. Looks like Jordan will pick up 4 yards, and this will take us to the 2-minute warning. We'll get a 3rd down and 3 coming up after the 2-minute warning, but the 2-minute warning is coming up right now. Detroit Lions, we'll see what they decide to do with this 2-minute warning. But it does take us to the 2-minute warning. Texans will win this game, guys. Will I cover any games? I will cover some games. I for sure will cover some games. Which games I have not decided just yet, though. Ohio State and Texas is good. Texas by 27, says Philip Castillo. What I need is a printer. What I need is a dang printer so that I can have my cheat sheets here, because doing it this way, writing it out by hand, yeah, it's cool and all, but damn, bro. Damn. Also, I've only got 2 screens, not 3. If I had a 3rd screen, it would make a difference, but I still think that it's better to have an actual printer where I can print out a cheat sheet and actually have the pages in front of me. Invite a friend to tonight's live tonight, says Country Kisses. You're saying bring on Santino to tonight's live stream? Or are you talking to everyone else to invite a friend to tonight's live? What about 3rd Saturday, October, baby? Says Wesley. Well, Wesley, October is over a month away right now, and I have not looked down my schedule that far. Country Kiss is saying Walmart has them cheap. See you later. I see you, Mark McKay. And everyone who's going to be here at tonight's game, we'll see you, Mark. I'll be here for that. 2-minute warning. Here we go. This game is just about over, guys. We got the final 120 seconds of regulation time here as we approach the 3 p.m. mark. This will give me about 3 hours to get reset for the next live stream. I got a couple things that I need to change, including creating my trivia quiz between now and that time. No, the chat invites your friends, but Santino too, says Country. Here we go. So we're still inside this 2-minute warning. Guys, the Detroit Lions have a tough schedule as well, a.k.a. Tennessee versus Alabama. What do y'all think, man? I think it would make more sense to cover. I genuinely think it would make more sense to cover baseball games, Major League Baseball games, playoff baseball games in October on Saturdays and on those days than it does to cover college football. I could be wrong. Lions, I tried to vouch for your W, but no bueno, says Rayzilla. I use my bedroom TV as my computer monitor. I use it too, Daniela. I've done that too, Danny. I've definitely done that. Philip Castillo saying, love cheat sheets. Dude, cheat sheets are so important to have when you're doing this. Like, when you're out here and you're watching someone, you don't want to say, oh, number 22 just made the play. No, you want to say, hey, that was Jordan. Oh, that was Juwan Jordan on that play. Oh, hey, number 41 made the tackle. No, you want to turn around and say that was Pittman who made the tackle on the play. Oh, look, number 44 just ran the football up the middle. No, you want to say that was Brooks who ran the football. 3rd down and 3. Brooks will get the carry, and Brooks will pick up a first down right here. 3rd down and 3, a pickup of 4 to open up after the 2-minute warning. Brings up a fresh new set of downs. 1st and 10 coming up. That will probably be all she wrote. Detroit Lions not looking to call any timeouts right now. The clock is hot, and that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Let's fast forward just a hair. Okay. Fast forward just a hair. Looks like Texans in victory formation with 1:15 left to go. 1st and 10, they take the knee. Players shaking hands. They've got one more knee to take before this game is over. But I will preemptively just go ahead and do this because I don't see anything happening here. Just win. Make sure you get your Astros jersey ready for October, says Daniela. Everyone has that Jose Altuve jersey, huh? Everyone's got that Jose Altuve jersey. Man, how small is that guy? But guess what? He got a big fat paycheck. Here we go. Your final score of today's game will be 26-7, guys. That is the final knee of the game. Coach is taking the field. This is your final score. So thank you guys so much for watching this live stream with me. I'm going to go ahead and finish this live stream right here, right now. I want to say thank you to all the newbies who have checked in. I want to say a special thank you to all of you guys who keep coming back week in and week out, despite the fact that this is just preseason. Thank you, guys. Really, thank you, guys. I hope that this year we take big steps forward. I hope that we can make this 37, say 107 by the end of the football year. Fingers crossed. I got high hopes. We got high hopes. Anyways, that being said, that is the final score of the game. 26 Houston Texans, Detroit Lions, just 7. I will be live in about 3 hours, guys. Be sure to check back in for the Buffalo Bills versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. My name is Mario. You guys have been watching Football Nation, and until next time, let's effing go. Peace out, guys.